Welcome to LoganRobo's channel, broadcasting live on twitch.tv/LoganRobo and on youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Tonight's game is nothing. There is no game. Boy, I hope you enjoy my company because we've got nothing else going on tonight. Thanks for tuning in to twitch.tv/LoganRobo and youtube.com/@LoganRobo. Please enjoy the stream. And we are live! How is everybody doing? Welcome! Welcome! We got stream avatars turned on for all of you down there. So you can be little things on the screen hopping around doing stream avatar stuff. Got ourselves a nice little 5th affiliate anniversary cake over here. I was so frustrating. It was difficult to try and find one because like I tried to look up just clip art of a cake with a number 5 candle on it. And all the results in Google Images are like AI slop. And so I had to like go in and change the date range for when the images were uploaded to like older than 4 years ago to find something like this. So I hope this isn't AI. It doesn't look AI. So I think I'm good. But happy 5-year affiliate anniversary, everybody. Let me read some chat. I see Extemporaneous was here early before the stream started. The lurk. Wow, my voice is going already. That's not a good sign. With a lurk and a random Transformers check, Scowl. Scowl is one of the monster pretenders. They're a bunch of Decepticons. They have like monster pretender shells with a robot inside. The robots can form. Vero, I don't know if Vero's here yet, but Vera might know their combined form of Monstructor. And a Would you rather earn $1 for every step you take or $100 every 2 hours just for being Logan? Okay, math time. So $100 every 2 hours, that would mean $1,200 a day, right? I heard a Tomcat. Oh, we got lag? Oh, wow, we got a lot of lag. Maybe we might need to turn off stream avatars then. I'm sorry. Stream avatars is going bye-bye. And let's see if that helps it. Yeah, we got a ton of lag. How is everybody over on the YouTube side of things doing? Twitch is having lag, but we got Frulzy with a party popper emote. Brian Stephenson saying, yo, we gotta sing happy birthday to Brian in just a moment as soon as we get this lag sorted out. But Brian, how are you? Frulzy said, so excited. Random kid. Are you, say, okay, apparently the cat, was that Taco? Said, okay, apparently the cancer is a lot worse than I thought. It's still treatable, I guess, though I hope it gets taken care of. Taco, I'm sorry. Is the lag better now? Oh, wow, yeah, we've lost 1 out of every 5 frames so far at this point. Does not bode well for the stream this evening. Especially since I don't have any extra stuff open. Let me see, can I at least remove Steam? Like close it down to the taskbar. I'm gonna try one thing here. Okay. Hopefully that resolved it. We shall see. But welcome, yeah, so Extemporaneous said, would you rather have $1, no, what was it? $1 for every step you take or $1,000 for every 2 hours? Well, math-wise, that would be $1,200 a day if it's $100 every 2 hours. But I'm pretty sure you can take more than 1,000 steps a day. So I think $1 for every step. But yeah, so if the lag is done, no, it's still lagging a little bit. It's lagging like crazy, you guys. Don't know what's causing that. Well, You know what? It wouldn't be a Twitch stream, a Twitch anniversary stream celebrating everything with Twitch if it wasn't filled with tons and tons of Twitch lag. Let's see if there's anything else I can kind of shut down here. Let's see. Let's try. No, I can't really do that. I have very little actually running. Well, you know what? It's just going to be low frame rate for a little while. So let's all sing happy birthday to Brian Stefferson, y'all. So everybody, ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Brian Stefferson. Happy birthday to you. Hope you're having a good birthday. Brian Stefferson says, what's up? It's my birthday. Oh, I remembered. Frulzy says, happy birthday. Taco says, happy birthday. Frulzy with a little music emote. Jax, and oh my gosh, Logan, you're actually doing just chatting. That's awesome. Jax, does that mean you can stay? Let's take a look at what else going on in Twitch chat. Nora was also here early saying, oh, finally. Anyways, hi, Logan. How much Enreco have you seen? I got to know. I mainly watched the GG stuff. Said, wait, I need to do my thing. G Moonin, Spin to Win, Chowra, Konnichiwa, Hi-Ris. Logan, I have a question for you. Do you think I have what it takes to be part of HoloLive once I turn 18? Do it happens, I'll probably die of a heart attack anyways. Well, they have open auditions. You can always try. Oh, wait, what's happening? Holy cow, 10 gifted subs! Thank you. Was that anonymous? That was Babanon. Gifting subs to, Enchantingly Ariel. Sorry, I have, like, stuff on my desk, so it's hard to see the names. Citrina Shutterbug. Counted Dread. Let's see. FC Ren. Little Moose 24. Urukins. Vendigo. Galaxy Queen. To Nora and to Taco. Thank you, Pamanon. And we have a hype train. Is the music too loud, by the way? Should I turn down the music? It feels loud to me. I'm going to turn that down a bit. Thank you for the Batmanon. Wait, what's the pin message here? Says Logan, lag makes you look like stop motion clay animation. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. Is it still lagging? Okay, it looks like it stopped. I think it stopped. So again, Babanon, thank you. I have not done anything to be worth. I haven't even like finished reading the first few comments in chat. We haven't even started anything yet. But thank you so much, Babanon. Oh, that's a level 4 hype train right away. So if you spend bits on Twitch, you'll get possibly some emotes and things. Oh wait, I see. It looks like Nora contributed 5. That's not enough for a TTS, but thank you, Nora. I should read some chat. Nora says, no, because I said this earlier, but imagine hanging out with Advent. Height difference between Bebo and Narissa would be so funny. And also Narissa's half foot taller than me, so probably cry, but whatever. I don't know if I'd said this before, but if I get a Hall Live someday, I'll get you an autograph from GG. Is there anyone else with autograph from? Probably GG and Bebo. I mean, Gao Guru was my Oshi, but she's independent now. Dagger says hello everyone. Hi Dagger. Vero says hi friends. How you doing, Vero? Oak says happy affiliate anniversary, Longa. Thank you, Oak. And then the whole command. Quiggity says happy affiliate anniversary. Finally. Oh, hang on. I gotta mute it. I gotta mute it while it's a commercial from Spotify. And it's still wait. There was another batch of another. Wait. Oh, yeah, there was another, Chessman86 also was gifted a sub. That was something, wait. Were there additional subs beyond those ones? And to Gene, thank you.
Shut up and take my money, Roboman.
Oh, okay, 250 bits, thank you. Firo, thank you. I don't deserve that, but thank you. This is such a nice gift from you, a nice affiliate anniversary present. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I think the ads are still going on Spotify, so I can't get the music back on. But thank you. I'm scared to turn on my desk camera because I feel like that's going to bring back the lag. But let me read some more in the chat, and then we'll move forward. We'll get on with this. But thank you. Thank you, everybody. Batmanon for all the gifted subs. I think that's like 12 of them. Vera for the 250 bits. Thank you. Let's see, Brian says, I am... okay, I'm not going to say what that number is, Brian, because I don't know what YouTube has, but I know on Twitch they have issues with that. Oh, and Fruzy gifted a membership. Gifted a membership over on YouTube. Thank you, Frulzy. Again, happy birthday, Brian. Frulzy said the music rocks, especially the first one. Let's see if the... Yeah, there we go. This is all just Harris Heller DMCA safe music is all it is. Let me know if it's too quiet or too loud. Brian Stephenson says, yeah. Jack says, I wish you all the best of a wonderful stream. Oh, do you have to go, Jax? Thank you for being here. Brian Stephenson says, okay. Frulzy says, all drats, bye, Jax. Brian Stephenson says, yeah. Says, Robo, it's my birthday. Joshua says, hi, Logan. Hi, Joshua.
Imagine being behind on a just chatting stream. Do we need slow mode already?
Not yet. We'll see what happens. Once I start building a model, maybe then we'll need it. Huh?
I am low-key broke, so I have to conserve my bits, but thank you for always bringing us so much joy with these streams. We love you, longer less than 3. Also, there were YouTube donos.
Okay, first of all, thank you, Oak, for the 100 bits. That's not conserving your bits. 10 should be conserving, so thank you. So yeah, I think I saw there was at least one gifted sub from Frulzy over on YouTube gifting us, Sir Bacon. Thank you, Frulzy, for gifting a sub to Sir Bacon. I still need to change the sound on that so it's more unique so I can tell the difference. But thank you, thank you, thank you. I really, really appreciate that. I'm going to read a couple more here. Let's see. Jack says, this one I really wish I could be around for, but as always, school demands. I get a decent amount of rest. Happy 5th streaming anniversary. Such an accomplishment. Thank you, Jax. Let's see. Frulzy was saying, drats by Jack. Says, yeah. Brian Stephenson wrote it was my birthday. Josh says, hi, Logan. Brian says, it's my birthday. Dermot said, nice synthwave background music. Taco says, oh, I forgot I changed my name. Says, Taco, this so Logan remembers me, new name. Brian says, good. Frulzy says, poor Twitch chat, always laggy. Crystal over on YouTube says, happy Twitch anniversary. Brian Stephenson says, you too. And Taco says, happy birthday. Blah, blah, blah. And Ray, was that a gifted sub? Oh, that was Dagger gifting a sub to Ray. Thank you, Dagger. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're already, yeah, we're at level 4 hype train. Thank you. Let's read some Twitch chat. Quiggity says, howdy. Nora said you've been playing Hollow Knight for 6 hours. Quiggity said, why did it have to happen on daylight savings? I felt like my dog when she wants food. Nora says, oh yeah, happy Philly anniversary. Quiggity said, imagine wishing yourself happy anniversary. Oak said, there are no saves on Path of Pain. I had it open while I was taking a break. Oh, and the hype train is concluded. Let me get my new emote here. It's a little penguin applauding. Choo choo, y'all. Choo choo. Queen says, I'm buzzing so much. Y'all get to witness my peak art later on. Nora said, y'all witness my 20-minute art later on. Jean says, hi. Nora says, I forgot I'm Celeste. Yay. Vera says, it didn't give me the prompt to wish happy Philly anniversary. Frowny face. Well, I know that you were wishing it in your heart. Sorry that I had to turn off stream avatars, but it seems to have resolved the lag. But now that I've read a few comments, let's talk about what we're gonna be doing here today. Oh, and we got a follow from Effit. I'm not gonna say that username, but thank you for the follow. If you're new here, let me give you the quick rundown. The channel, we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. This would normally be a game night. We just normally play games. Our current main games are Persona 5 Strikers, which we're about to finish this week, and the 100 Line Last Defense Academy. But this week we might start a new game. I'll announce, I was gonna announce tonight, but now after some conversation Discord today, I think we'll wait till tomorrow because I'm now second guessing myself. So thank you, Effit, for the follow. I really appreciate it. So yeah, thank you. Okay, let me turn on my fancy pants desk cam so you can see my keyboard. There's my controller. You can see my hands! If I was a VTuber, y'all would be able to dox me now. It's not good. You can even see my Burt's Bees chapstick made with wonderful peppermint oil. Let's see, where can I move this out of the way here? I just like shove this. Oh wait, somewhere. I gotta move my water. Maybe I'll move my water. There! Fits perfectly snug away. What we're gonna be doing, we're gonna be doing 2 things. I have been wanting to do this for ages. I wanna build a model kit on stream. It's not Gunpla. Or I don't know how you pronounce that. It's Transformers. But while we do that, I'm also gonna teach you guys how to do improv comedy. It's the only thing I know about. I have like no useful skills for society other than improv comedy. So we're gonna be teaching y'all about that, huh?
Close up to the calculator watch. Saying myself also, it's Skywarp. IT wasn't misinformation.
Oh yeah, it's actually like 4 minutes fast, so it's not quite accurate. But there you go. There's the calculator watch. Part of it broke, so I'm holding the band together with a yellow paper clip at the moment. So yeah. And I have nicely trimmed fingernails right now. Aren't you all proud of me, knowing that my hands are gonna be on stream? Making sure I'm looking good for y'all. Vera says, Oak says Logan looks so high resolution. It's because I turned on the ring light. You can see on on this piece of art behind me, it's reflecting. Unfortunately, it made me have to turn on the window because that thing puts off a lot of heat, which is why I don't normally have it on. Queen says, yay, the return of my Izuru. Oak says, looks like a new camera. No, it's not. Nora said, me neither. Crystal says, happy 5th anniversary, Logan. Queen said, finally, my Izuru isn't frozen or broken this time. Logan, I could have made you a cake. Like a picture? I guess I should have asked. I thought about buying one from Walmart the other day, but then I thought, I don't have money for that. Oak says, that's why you use DuckDuckGo. It has an AI filter for image searches. That's what I should have done. Dagger says, happy anniversary, Logan. Thank you, Dagger. Crystal says, and lag. Jean says, happy anniversary. Dagger says, Ema. Nora says, lag. Queen said, bro, not the lag on the Annie. Crystal laughing. And Jean says, lag. Over on YouTube, Brian says, you too. Tago says, happy birthday. Brian says, yeah. Frulzy said, can't let Twitch have all the fun. Frulzy gifted the sub. Dermo says, cool. Brian says, cool. Dermo said, I didn't even know it was a thing on YouTube. Frulzy says, membership or gifting. Brian says, membership. Taco says, someone gave a sub. Brian says, appreciate you guys. I appreciate all of you being here. Let me have a sip of water. And let's get started here. Oh, first of all, I need to advance our text at the top that is saying what we're doing, because we are now finishing the introduction and we're going to be going into the actual model building. So I came slightly prepared, not really,
Is $3 enough for me to get a tuber channel in the Discord? Hear me out, I won't have to flood general chat with tuber talk and I will be able to yap to my heart's content. Anyways, we love you, Logan. Happy anniversary, Logan. Rate heart.
Thank you for the $3. Tell you what,
Also, Longa, how are the new computer parts doing? Have you ordered them?
They have not been installed yet. I was just talking to Clam last night about it, which, by the way, I know Clam isn't here, but I thought of this. Guess what? Clam's wife is pregnant again. You guys remember he and his wife had a baby 2 years ago? The baby had a birthday. Had a baby 2 years ago. The two are having another baby in like January. I didn't even know that. And I was talking to Clam last night and he's like, I thought I told you. It's like, no. He's like, and he had told me that his wife is having like some health issues. Like, I didn't know they were related to the pregnancy. Not like major serious stuff. But yeah, so they are not installed yet. They will be eventually. But yes. Okay, so here's what we got. I went to the model store and I spent a few dollars on a pair of clippers, because apparently you need these in order to be able to do model kits. You need, I think they call them nippers. So we're gonna nip things with this. This is to like cut off the things off the plastic sprues. We got some files to, like, really cheap. You see $2.99. I should cover the price. So I want you to know I splurged $3 on little files to file down the...
You know what? How about then, bro did not continue? Broken heart emoji.
Oh, sorry. I got interrupted by more TTS. Thank you for the 10 bits. Here's, I'll tell you what, $3 plus if you can get at least 2 other community members to vote in favor, to express support for a VTuber channel. Then I will add one on the Discord. So those $3 you already paid, plus you need to have 2 people in the chat say that they would like it. How's that sound? Does that sound good?
Clam got impregnated?
Yeah.
Give him my congratulations.
Yeah, but I'm not
also,
gonna...
it's a good thing you are getting the parts where your BC RAM kits are increasing in price by crazy.
Oh,
what
geez.
was $80 a month ago is like $140 now.
Oh, crap. Oh, whoa, what just happened with the thing? But thank you very much for the 10 bits.
Kitty and Oak just voted yes.
Okay, when I see that in the chat and I verify it, then yeah, we'll do that. I guess we'll add a VTuber channel for you, Nora. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I am so behind on everything. I shouldn't plan things to do on just chatting streams. But here, let me show you guys in this box. So we open this up. First of all, it's got like some cool artwork. This is what the robot's gonna look like. That's Skywarp. We have the instructions. It comes with like some stickers to put on them so you don't have to paint it. I will do those on my own time. We got the instructions. It shows how to do it on the back. It shows like where to clip. Like you clip first away from it, then you clip near it. Yeah, you find the part, you clip away from it, then you clip near it and you sand it down. And look, you're gonna build a robot out of all of these things. Out of all these plastic sprues, which is funny. I don't know if you guys can see. Vera's might be the only one who'd get a kick out of this. I don't know if you can see. It says on it, Starscream. Because it's like the same kit as Starscream, except in Skywarp colors. So the plastic thinks it's a different character altogether. So we're gonna be doing that, and we're gonna be teaching you guys some improv. First, let me catch up a little bit more in chat. Because once again, I'm very far behind. Vera said, oh my gosh, it wasn't just me. Quigga said, birthday Tomcat. Oak says, lag without even a game. Dagger said, our avatars broke the stream. Quigga said, see in the on-screen chat. Be so delayed. Nora said, chat, we are back. Oh, never mind. Crystal said, he's talking about Decepticons, so that's, Vera says, would love to hear the Transformers check without the lag. Oh, Scowl. He's one of the monster pretenders. Vera, you might recognize Scowl as one of the two legs of Monstructor. Crystal says, is we back? Vera said, we're back. Quigga said, finally the birthday Tomcat came. Lol. Nora said, maybe we're back. Punches. Oak says, ow, while I'm sick. Monster. Nora says, yes. Monster command. Oak says, able to... Also, to everyone who knows Hollow Knight stuff, I beat Path of Pain. I'm goated. Huh?
This is my designated assignment because I'm getting yellow parked for Optimus and Megatron. I'm pretty intimidated.
I've never done anything like this before. So I hope I am doing this correctly because I really don't know. But I... Oh, Zapamanon gifting a sub to Bumbo! Thank you, Pamanon! Thank you, Bumbo. I guess you're in the chat. I should have gotten some scissors to cut open these plastic bags. I guess I can just kind of tear them open like this. Bumbo! And Pamanon! Thank you. I should read some YouTube chat as well. Let's see. Taco says, I'm doing there's Skywarp. That's who we're building. Tago says, I'm doing 25 backflips. Frozy with a mind-blown emote. Brian Stephenson says, that's crazy. Dermot said, I didn't think I could do a single flip in either direction. I can't do any backflips or front flips or I can't even do a cartwheel. I'd fall flat on my face and probably die. Taco says, hands. Frozy says, whoa. Hands, and plastic sprues. Okay, so the first couple of parts are from this sprue here. We'll have our instructions open, and I'll just try and prop those up like that. Maybe I'll prop them up with a little bottle of glue here. And yeah, now it's time to teach you guys some improv. So, by the way, as we're talking about improv comedy tonight, the book that I was showing off is a nice guide for beginners to improv. I'm not sponsored by this book. Huh?
Logan, if you learn how to do a cartwheel, that's one step closer to becoming Gigi Murin.
Oh, because she can do a cartwheel. I don't want to be her, though. I don't want to be her. I just think she's funny. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Thank you, Nora. Yeah, so it's called Truth in Comedy. This is by Sharna Halpern, Del Close, and Kim Howard Johnson. It's a very short book. You can see it's not very long. It is like... What do we got here? 150 pages. It's very short, huh?
Lag again.
I don't like that. I don't like how it's lagging. I don't like the fact that it's lagging. I want to ask you guys something, but thank you for the 10 bits. Give me a heads up. I want to ask you guys something, both on Twitch and on YouTube. I want to know, has anybody here ever done improv before? Like, have any familiarity with improv comedy? Because I want to quiz you. If you have, ask if anyone here knows the #1 rule of improv. Job searching, Spotify.
Instead, it's more like
I don't want... Oh, can I just do this? No, I can't. I got to go into it. All right. So, yes, does anybody in chat know the first rule of improv comedy? I'm going to read a couple more comments. Crystal says, Logan, the lag makes you look like stop motion clay animation. Queen says, hello, YouTube peeps who can see me on the screen. Nora said, I don't know what that is, but it sounds good. Oak said, to be honest, it wasn't even hard as I was expecting. Beat it in like 3 hours. Nora said, oh my gosh, it does. Queen says, happy birthday. Oh, this is for you, Brian. Vera says, happy birthday to you. Oak says, happy birthday to you. Then a bunch of gifted subs. Vera says, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Oak says, whoa, Batman, what the? Nora says, happy birthday to you. I'm still behind. Thank you again, Batman on. Oak says, Batman on. Vera says, what? Crystal says, happy affiliate anniversary. Jean says, happy birthday. Nora says, wow. Huh?
Teaching is somewhat improved.
I guess, I mean, it is. I just realized I can't have the instructions up there because it blocks part of the screen I need to see. I mean, you're using some improv skills in it, but here's what it is. And thank you for the 10 bits. The number one rule of improv, let me make sure I got the right. I need parts F9 and F3. This is F3 right here. So apparently I use these snippers to clip away from it. It's my first clip ever. There's no going back after this. Oh, wow, it just cut through that like butter. Holy cow. I thought it was going to be like really hard to do, but it's just like, So I clip away from it, and the other is F9, which is this one right here, huh?
Yes, Sensei. I did one day of improv at theater club before immediately quitting the club because of anxiety. But is the rule yes and?
That is correct!
From my great aunt named Gunther, who is definitely real.
You got it! That is absolutely correct. The number one rule of improv is yes and. Yes and. So you get points there. Oak, if we were awarding like points for stuff, I need to look closely at what I'm doing here because I really don't know. So the number one rule of improv is yes and. So that's a two-part rule. First part is yes, and the second part is and. So it's very economical with its words. So basically what that means is when you're doing an improv scene with somebody, you need to be doing two things. Number one, you accept everything that the other person says and does. That's the yes side of things. The other is and, which means you build onto it. Now, a lot of people, I think, just learn that rule and they think, all right, now I know how to do improv. I'm good. Let's just go. But there's so much more to it than that. Look at that. I got a piece. I got it all snipped. It's like, I'm doing things. I'm doing things. I'm way too happy about this. These look like tiny little pieces, but this is going to be a robot tonight. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how long it takes to actually finish a full robot, but I'm going to try and get there. Huh?
I know you keep playing off of each other's actions and words. I know a little bit about improv even if I never done it.
Thank you, Nora. Thank you for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. But what does it mean to play off of each other, though, is the thing. So here's what it is. When you're doing improv, I need to just like keep all the debris over here. And again, this book is really good for oh crap, I'm really lagging again, aren't I? Truth and Comedy is going to be really great to be able to learn stuff with that. However, I should mention I don't agree with everything in this book. There's like this whole thing where Del Close is talking about how you should not make jokes in improv. And I get why he's saying that. It's mainly because most people suck at making jokes. But it's not because there's anything inherently wrong with making jokes. I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about. He's like, don't try to make jokes. Don't do puns. Don't do punchlines because it never works. It absolutely works if you know what you're doing. Here's an example from a friend of mine. A friend of mine named Sean. One time, years ago, we were doing a scene. Oh, I need a different sprue D. We were doing a scene, and it was... the suggestion of the scene was dumb. It was a goofy thing. The audience was like... It's like we were doing like, give us a catastrophe, a disaster that has befallen everybody. And they said, like, baloney is taking over the world. Because, you know, the audience like trying to be funny. So it's like, baloney is taking over the world. Great. At the time, this was a game, we were playing a game called Rock Opera, which is a singing game. And singing has been and always will be like my worst part of improv. And so, wait, this isn't D, this is E. I gotta find sprue D. And so back then it was even more so, like I sucked at singing. And so I would look for any excuse to like write myself out of a scene that would involve lots of singing. Normally I just like wouldn't go in for that scene, but the guy who was emceeing at the time was on this kick where like for that type of singing game, he wanted everybody in the scene. So I was like, I was gonna have to be in the scene. And so what I did is I grabbed this fake knife backstage and kind of put it into my back and stumbled on stage at one point when it's like, oh no, the baloney's got me, and died. So then I wouldn't have to sing. And my buddy Sean used the opportunity for a joke. He like looks down, he pulls out the knife. He's like, balonies don't use knives like these. It must have been a phony baloney. And I got a big laugh. And it was a joke. But he knows how to tell a joke, huh?
How much of Enrico do you think was scripted and how much was improv? Sorry for interrupting, I'll stop giving you money for now.
Yeah, I would hope as little as possible was improv, because I don't think that, because from my understanding, they probably had some degree of preparation, talking with each other, like, hey, let's do this type of thing. But I do think the bit that Gigi and Amelia Watson did together was really, really good. And if it was improvised, it shows that Gigi has some really good instincts when it comes to improv. Okay, so we got our next 2 bits. Oh, this one's just like popping right out of the oven without even any need me to do anything. So there's that one. And then, but yeah, okay, so we're talking about improv. Maybe I shouldn't have had myself be distracted by doing things. Number 3, where's number 3? Number 3 is this thing here. This is gonna snippety and snippety. So, like I said, the number 1 rule of improv is yes and. You have to say yes to everything, and then you have to build on everything. But what does that mean to build on it? The 2 principles you'll hear about, and by the way, I should mention there are multiple different schools of thought when it comes to improv. For example, UCB, the Upright Citizens Brigade, has 1 versus Second City, which is like Chicago-style improv. Huh?
Logan, stop circumcising your pieces of plastic.
Is that what I'm doing? Am I a moil? Am I a plastic moil? Am I like, what do you say? Shalom! Mazel tov! I cut you ding dong! Hacha! But yes, so the 2 principles you want to hear about usually, especially if you subscribe to the UCB, the Upright Citizens Brigade style, is finding the game. And man, these pieces are tiny. And heightening. These are so little. What am I supposed to do with these things?
So is reading comics out loud improv in a way to read more free comics on?
I mean, it is if you do like we do and you ad lib. That's the thing. Like my background in improv is very different than most people's background in improv. Most people, when they do improv, they just go and they're like, I studied it at UCB at Second City, and that's all I did. I just did pure improv. The place that I grew up doing improv, the theater kind of specialized both in improv and just comedy in general. Almost like a vaudeville style of comedy. And so because of that, we would do plays that have a heavy emphasis on improv. And thank you very much for the 10 bits, Vero. And so we'd have scripted plays, but like most of the time, if you ever go see a play and there's, and something goes wrong, somebody forgets a line, there's a prop that's not out there, or is in the wrong place or something like that, usually actors, like, they'll freeze up, they don't know what to do, they get all panicked and worried and things like that. We'd get excited, because that means, like, oh, we get to play around, because we know, basically the script is like, you get from A to B to C, we know where we're going, we just might take the scenic route, and enjoy goofing off about other things, and I've tried my best to kind of, like, incorporate that into the way I stream as well. Like when we're doing visual novels, like the script on the screen tells us where we're going, but we're gonna have fun getting there our own way. But yes, we're gonna talk about the game, finding the game and heightening, but let me read some more comments in the chat. Let's see. Taga says, help, who gifted me this? Thank you. I gotta scroll. Gene says, thank you. Oak says, I'm not letting him give me money. Nora says, okay, I get you an autograph from Gigi and Bijo. Dagger says, oh, laughing, he really is behind. Quita said, Logan, have you considered just making your own music playlist on the PC?
You just won the game.
Oh! Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta do that to me, to any of us? Wait. Where's this supposed to go? How is this? This stuff is so confusing. I can't even tell. These pieces are so tiny. What is the? Huh? What is this step here saying? This is actually magnifying it a bit better. I don't understand. I can't tell what I'm supposed to do. Everything is so... Look how tiny this piece is. And it just shows, like, it goes into this. It doesn't show, like, where it goes into this. Like, where does this... I am so confused right now. But anyway, sorry. I'm getting distracted. We're chasing lurkers away. I should probably actually talk to them. Oh, I see where this one goes. I should read some chat. Chat, if you haven't voted yet, make a milestone quote poll. Oh, thank you for the pin message. Yes, that is Queen Katie's poll about the milestone quotes. We won't have made it to 1,000 by today, sadly. It's just not gonna happen. But we gave it our darndest. I think we got pretty close. But thank you very much, Queen Katie, for doing that, for taking the initiative on that. By the way, we got like quite a few people here. Maybe in a little bit I should take a break from model building and show you guys the fan art showcase. Okay, so that piece goes in there. And so then this piece, where does this piece go? Oh, I think it goes right there. Hey, I found it! And then it's telling me to glue these things together. I have some glue, but I don't know if it needs glue. It looks like it snaps into place. If I'm gonna do glue, I gotta put some gloves on. So, I'm gonna read some chat. Let's see. Are we on slow mode? I hope we're already on slow mode. Huh?
Glue your forehead.
No, this stuff, it says it's like toxic. It like do not put on skin. Why would you want to do that to me? Why? Why, Oak? Why would you want to toxicify? I already got like bad skin. I got like a zit here. I don't think it's showing up on camera.
I remember back in the day you had an improv redeem something like make up a story. Pretend I redeemed that.
Well, what do you want a story about? Huh, Deba?
I vote fan art.
Okay, let me attach this glue, and then while it's drying, we'll do the fan art. How about that? And thank you very much, Nora, for the 10 bits. So, let's see. I gotta be very, very careful. I gotta lean forward away from the mic, huh?
Toxic doesn't always mean bad. Remember Britney Spears? That song is great, so toxic is A-okay.
Oh, is that how it works? Because Britney Spears has a song, and if the song's good, okay. I don't know. I'm not trusting you on this. I'm just gonna be very careful. I gotta lean away from the microphone when I do this. So you won't be able to hear me. Oh crap! The brush fell off the thing. The brush is like, oh, the brush fell into it. I can't. Like, look at that. Can I just show you guys? Look, the brush. It fell in. How am I gonna get that out? I could go get like a toothpick or something, but then I'd have to leave you guys alone, and all the lurkers would leave. It's gonna make me sad. What do I do? What do I do?
Okay, make up a story about the brush tongue. Well, great news. You can glue the brush back on.
Okay. I guess we're not gluing anything. We're just gonna let it hold itself together with friction. So thank you very much. Because it just says it's advised to glue. So maybe we don't need to glue. We're just gonna fly by the seat of our pants here. Well, thank you very much. Wait, that doesn't look right. Okay, so, what was it? What were you saying I gotta do a story about? I am so behind in everything. I usually don't have to multitask like this. But the brushed tongue? What do you mean the brushed tongue? What brushed tongue? I don't even know what that means. I gotta flip this around. This is like so much harder, and I don't even know what this piece is. What it's gonna be? It's like their first steps in a Lego set. Oh wow, yeah, I'm definitely not gonna need glue on this because it doesn't wanna budge. Can I stick this and kinda Chat, guess what? I'm not good at model building. Huh?
The tongue is an emote. Whoopsie.
So it's about the brush. Okay, so once upon a time, there was a young man who wanted nothing more than to build a robot with his friends. But the robot needed tools. It needed glue. And so he went and he bought from a hobby store a bottle of glue. This is from an evil warlock who knew that the glue was incredibly toxic to the touch of any person. But the young boy was confident that he would not have to touch the glue, but the warlock had booby-trapped it. And a freaking brush fell inside the glue, so it's useless. He wasted all that money. And his robot never got built, and he died alone. The end. It's not a good story. It's truthful. It's like they say, write what you know. It's what I know. Why won't this thing go in how it's supposed to go in? Nothing wants to work properly here. I'm also just like paranoid that some little tiny piece is gonna go flying across the room and land somewhere it's not supposed to be, huh?
Amazing. A booby trap that actually catches boobies.
Ha! That's an Optimus Prime line for y'all. A booby trap that actually catches boobies. Thank you very much for the 10 bits. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna read some chat, and then we're gonna show off we're gonna pause from this to show off some fan art, okay? So let me read some chat, then we'll show the fan art showcase. Captions, pin message. Okay, make up a story about the brushed tongue. That's what it said!
What prompted Optimus Prime to say that?
There was a booby trap. And it caught boobies. In a cartoon show. It caught the boobies. You got a problem with it catching boobies? That's what booby traps are supposed to do. You catch it to boobies. But thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think it probably wants it glued because like it doesn't want to close all the way, but hopefully that's enough. Okay, we're gonna pause from this nightmare. I still can't believe it. I bet I could fish it out with a toothpick. But anyway, we're gonna pause from this for a second, and we're gonna do the art showcase.
Job searching.
Job searching. I don't want to do job searching. Spotify. So let's read a few comments and we're going to do this. Let's see. Scroll. Cypher says, since when was it a 5-year anniversary? Since today. Ray says, yo, Ray. Quickita says, follow age. Says, he's 3 years, no lag again. Watch time. Said, wait, that's one how long I've watched. Atlantic says, hey, Atlantic. Quickita said, or do we not have that? A bunch of commands. Said, thank you. Whoa, hit exactly 790 hours. Atlantic said, wow, you've been subbed since you were born. Ray says, oh, yay, thanks. Nora says, I'm going to beat you up. Why? Over on YouTube. Taco says, want to smoke some Yuri, grabs the Yuri cigarettes. Well, it seems like I'm addicted to Yuri. Derma said, Fruzy, imagine if they got held. Oh, my hands. Fruzy said, blush. Taco says, my lungs are filled with Yuri. Fruzy says, pass me a Yuri cig too, will ya? Taco says, here you go. Fruzy says, oh, that's the good stuff. And Taco says, I know it really makes me want to kiss a girl. Derma says, Yuri cig's new product idea, though, would be very, very unfortunate in Ireland due to the slang. And then, I got to scroll because it scrolled without me. There was a yikes. I saw it was yikes. But wow. Oh, there we go. Frozy says yikes. All right. We're pausing. We're pausing for the model building. Okay. We are going to do the community art. Let me update our little text on the screen here. I thought I would probably do a little bit better at trying to teach you guys improv, but apparently multitasking is not my cup of tea. All right, you guys ready for this? You ready? So the very first piece of art that was submitted for the art showcase was by Oak. And so let's take a look at that. It was this, technically made during a game of Gartic Phone, apparently. Can you tell who this is? That's Maya Fey eating a burger for Maya Fey, Brat Summer. Coincidentally, Nora today, even though it was after the deadline, also submitted some art that was with the same theme. That was It's Maya Fey, Brat Summer. Now, for those who aren't familiar with this and what this whole concept is, I went ahead and pulled up the videos of everything. I just pulled up a Twitch clip. I'm going to use our clip viewer in order to take a look at it. So, oh, hang on. My keyboard's like way over there. So this is a reminder of what Maya Fey, Brat Summer was all about from...
Oh, no. Oh, it wasn't like that. On the contrary, I asked him for lots of things.
Let's see if we can...
Highly inappropriate things. I asked him to send me inappropriate photos.
This is when she was
himself,
kidnapped.
But he didn't.
By
He's
the
like,
Minister
I'm
of
a
Justice.
married man. And I'm like, so what? Your wife will never know. I won't tell her unless it comes up in court. Then I'll blab. I'm blabbing now. Like what?
How long was this before it even gets to Maya Fey, Brat Summer?
And I'll die if I miss an a TV, and even a few burgers from someplace. That's right, it's Maya Fey Brat Summer.
There it was. There was the line, Maya Fey Brat Summer. So those were our first two. Now Oak,
I love learning improv by example.
I do have like principles about improv. I want to like teach you guys. We'll get to it. I promise. But okay, but thank you very much for the 10 bits, Vero. Okay, so the next piece of fan art, Oak actually submitted a second one. We've shown this one off before. This was an old piece of fan art that's just me with my blue eyes staring into your souls, which is a very well done piece of fan art. I have to say, like, objectively speaking, it is quite good. So thank you very much for that. In fact, let me read a few more comments while we're doing this. Let's see. Gotta scroll. Vera said old schedule. Well, I mean, it goes up through today. Dagger with some emotes. Oak says, my dad and I finished Extra New Blood today. Watched 10 episodes, like 3 days. Very good. Huh?
Technically, that moment was supposed to be the eyeball image, but I can't draw hands well enough.
Oh, when I was like squishing them open. Okay, so that's what the moment was. So thank you very much for the 10 bits, Oak. I'm going to read a couple more comments, so we'll show the next piece of art. Oak says, everyone is lying about the New Blood ending being bad. Nora said, does it mean you'll be able to edit clips again? Oak says, they're just that. It wasn't Sigma. Queen says, hands. Vera says, hand cam. Whoa. Oak says, no, bro, I have a lot going on. Also, there are 2 more Dexter spinoffs. Nora says, we'd be able to before December. Oak says, I don't know, man. Nora says, we'd be able to before 2026. And then Crystal says, oh, whoa, hands. And Dagger says, ooh, exiting. I'm hoping that was supposed to be exciting. Let's take a look at the next piece of fan art. This was from Crystal. Says, Crystal, excited for her birthday and turning 20 years old. And Crystal saying in the chat, it's my birthday, turning 20 today, yippee. And then a rather evil, bespectacled Logan going, do you know that 20-year-olds don't exist? You vanish once you turn 20. For those who weren't here, and I think I can turn our music back on in the background. Let me explain myself. What was going on with that? The idea behind it, I was saying, is that you're a teenager up through 19, but you're not really an adult till you're 21. And so if you're 20, you're no longer a teenager, but you're also no longer an adult. So what are you? You're just nothing. You're nothing at all. And so, but Crystal, did you have another birthday, right? You're no longer nothing. You're now something, aren't you? I believe. So Crystal exists again. So y'all don't have to worry about that. So there's Crystal's favorite moment. Oh, this is like one of my favorite tracks for the background music. Also, I'm gonna be clipping stuff off of here while we're doing this. Okay, so the next one is from Frulzy, and it's just that of all the moments when I've tried so hard to make you guys laugh, to come up with funny things to say, to do little wacky make-em-ups about the characters in the games that we play, to do predictions that maybe I'm gonna be right about some of these and maybe I won't. Frulzy's favorite moment was that time I wore a yellow shirt. It makes me feel like sometimes maybe I'm trying too hard. Apparently all I need to do is just wear a yellow shirt. And for those unfamiliar with it, the illustration on the yellow shirt was one of the henchmen from the TV show Venture Brothers on Adult Swim. A show that's no longer around, sadly. Well, I mean, it's done. It ended with a movie though, but I missed when Adult Swim aired it, so I still haven't seen the movie. But yeah, so that is Frulzy. Frulzy's favorite moment. I do notice with some of these, huh?
I would also like to say, if you are looking for a nice chill background song that is copyright free, might I suggest Nimbus by Oak.dll?
Huh. I don't know, who's that? Who's this Oak DLL? Is it any relation to our Oak? Our regular Oak? But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I keep forgetting to like look up your stuff and see if I can add it to the playlist here. But thank you. But yeah, so Frulzy, and thank you for the 10 bits. So Frulzy just wants a yellow shirt. A person of simple demands, I suppose. Nothing wrong with that though. Frulzy knows what Frulzy wants, and it's just a yellow shirt. So next piece of fan art. This was Queen Katie's. I know not everybody was here for it, so I pulled up the clip of this. Took me a bit to find it. I didn't clip the whole thing because it was very long. So this shows protagonist from the 100-line Last Defense Academy reading a book and just shouting white square, white square, white square over and over again. I feel like some of you missed this, so I'm going to have to fill you in on what exactly happened. Because I think we were trying to explain it to, was it Vero on the Discord later on? So there's a mechanic in it where you can basically, well, not basically, you can read a book and increase your stats. Simple, right? Very, very simple. But it's like this post-apocalyptic world. And so the books that you can read are like heavily redacted and censored by the government. And so we went to read a book, and well, that'll just set the stage. Let me go ahead and pause the music for a second so you'll be able to hear this clip okay. And let's load up into the clip viewer the video for this. So give me 1 second here. Let's see, did that pop up the clip viewer? Yep, there it is. And let's just pop this this video over here, and we can watch this together with their sworn friends. White square, white square, white square, and white square, white square. They, oh crap, they. Sorry, it's kind of cropped a bit. White square, white square, white square, white square, white square, white square, white square.
Logan, can I make you a hollow playlist and send it in the music channel, or soon to be added VTuber channel? Because there are so many peak songs that you haven't heard. Not like this, not like this.
Yeah, I mean, you absolutely can. I won't be able to play any of those music on stream, obviously, because like copyrighted. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. And back to the clip. Square, white 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 square. A coup d'etat. Never let it be said I don't commit to a bit. And I thought, oh, I'm done. And then there was that. There was that. And that wasn't even the end of it. It kept on going. It was not pleasant. It was not my happiest time at being a streamer. So that was, we'll take that down. That was Queen Katie's submission. And you know what the worst part about it was? As fun as that was, it happened a second time! That wasn't the end of it. The game was so cruel to me. But let's get that background music going back again. So yes. So that is Queen Katie's submission to it. So let's go ahead and advance the next piece of art. Oh, hang on, I gotta click this thing here. Also, I just love looking at the overlay of the chat and just people going white square, white square, white square. And this is from Extemporaneous. Who's that guy? I don't know. I don't know who that is. That couldn't possibly be anyone that y'all have opinions about. I don't know. I don't know who that is. Why would you guys know who that is? This is weird. He's just someone. Okay, so I went back to that old stream and I was trying to look up a clip to show because I want to provide like context for all these things. Turns out there were not very many clips taken of that. Only one clip actually featured. Okay, so those who weren't there. For April Fool's, I did a VTuber debut, like a fake VTuber debut, and that's what my VTuber avatar looked like. Blah, blah, blah.
If you are, square emoji, 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 for copyright free, square emoji, square emoji, square emoji, square emoji, square emoji.
Somebody was very helpful with providing references to copyright-free music. Apparently. Thank you very much, Oak, for the 10 bits. Thank you. But yeah, like there was only one clip that actually showed the VTuber avatar that was clipped on Twitch. Only one that entire night. And it was when that so-and-so right there apparently did a Chidori cosplay. Which I just don't approve of. I don't approve of at all. So that was one of Extemporaneous's 2 art submissions. Let me read a couple comments in the chat, though, before we continue on. Let's see. Bumbo saying hello. That's how far behind I am. Oak says, wow. Vera says, no way. Congrats. Nora says, well, congrats. Chris said the baby is 2 years old. I know it's crazy, right? Clan was telling me about like taking his little kid out trick-or-treating and how that the kid is like old enough to basically say, like doesn't understand the whole thing, but is old enough to basically say trick-or-treat and thank you to people. And it's adorable. But I'm like, how? How is that? How does that work? How does that happen? Wait, where's the next piece I gotta take here? Okay, sorry, I'm just clipping more pieces while we're talking. Yeah, so he's 2 years old. Vera said, time flies. Crystal says, already. Also, congrats. Uh-huh.
Logan, check General to re-speak in there.
I will check it in a bit. Hang on, my hands are kind of full at the moment. 1 second. Okay. I guess apparently I gotta check the general chat. Oh, wait, no, I can't. I actually can't. Here's the problem. This hand camera is using my phone. See, it's actually on a little tripod. That's my phone. So, I can't access Discord right now. It is outside of my my capabilities. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Thank you. I couldn't afford like a second webcam. I just got to stream from my phone. Let's see. Nora says, I know 2 years. Quigay says, I was muted for a bit. What did I miss? What's congrats for? Chris says, Clam's wife pregnant. Quigay says, whoa. Vera said, Clam already have another baby. Quigay says, congrats. Jean says, GPU passed away yesterday. No! Ray says, completely forgot about the art deadline, but I did start doodling a little comic thing for fun. But the Discord, please do. Quigay says, I vote for VTuber channel. Okay, there's one. And Oak says that vote for VTuber channel. So I guess Nora's going to get the VTuber channel. Let me read some on YouTube. YouTube, sorry, I'm neglecting you. But I am back, YouTube. Tago says, I'm creating this product. I would smoke it every day religiously. Need it in my lungs. Frizzy says, oh my goodness, I thought Skywarp came off the box warp. Scared me? Oh, like when I was lifting up the lid? Oh, no, it's the Seeker's Redeem. I know, it scares you. It's much louder in my ears. Think what it does to me. But Skywarp is a bad guy. So that is understandable. He can be scary sometimes. Derma says, Logan, do you have cutter/pliers for the pieces? Make things easier. I mean, I do have the cutters. I don't have pliers, though. Apparently, I should have gotten those. Let's take a look at the next piece of artwork now. It was another Frulzy special. Or not Frulzy, excuse me. Another extemporaneous special. We already saw Frulzy's. That's supposed to be me, chat. That is supposed to be me. The giant Megamind noggin. And the moment that Extemporaneous was enjoying, reminiscing about, was back when chat played an extensive game of tic-tac-toe on my giant 5-head. So, thank you, Extemporaneous. Once again, I have no clips of this because this was, I should have looked up, you guys made like a video of like just adding to it, like that game of tic-tac-toe and just getting crazier and crazier. I should have looked that up and played that for y'all. But, oh, I gotta sand down a little piece here. I finally need to open my sanders. Where are they? My sand sticks. So there is Extemporaneous's other favorite moment from the stream. From the community, not the stream. I'm noticing that some of these are at my expense, y'all. It's just some of them. Some of them. Okay, let's take a look at the next piece of fan art. I don't know, I haven't been paying attention how many we've gotten through, so what's next? Oh, this was Cozy who did this one. I don't know if Cozy is here.
If I didn't see the real Logan to the left, I would have thought someone started playing tic-tac-toe on your forehead again on stream.
You know what? That is a fair mistake to make. That's a very reasonable one, huh?
As someone who saw Logan's face, I say this is accurate. I'm looking at him RN and he looks identical.
Okay, well, here, let's go back then. Let's go back for a sec. We'll show Cozy's in a second. Let's see. So if I do the, how do I, what angle is that? Could you tell which one was which? Did I blend into my doppelganger there? But thank you very much for the 10 bits. For everyone, for your confusion. I do appreciate it. But yeah, so the next one is Cozy. Oh, hang on, I gotta mute the music because it is once again. And this one is based on a Metaphor ReFantazio stream. So for those who weren't here, it was in the game Metaphor ReFantazio. I'll try and be as non-spoilery as possible. Most of the concept of the game is trying to kill a bad guy named Luis. Okay, and there's one part where we're getting ready. We're going to go after him. We're going to try and kill him. And so let me bring up onto the clip viewer. Oh, hang on. It's on my my YouTube dashboard. YouTube, I'm sorry that I haven't read as much chat tonight. I will read some more soon. I'm so behind in all the chat. But here's what that moment was. I did a recent clip on TikTok for it.
So we seek to assassinate Luis. A difficult task. But you look to have an idea. Let's have it.
We're going to take this lance, walk up to him, and stab him with it. Brilliant plan.
Brilliant plan, brought to you by Leon Stroll. And look, Cozy did 2 versions. She did that, and then one with a little splorch of blood coming out of it. So there was Cozy's showing the brilliant plan to defeat Luis. Just walk up to him and stab him with it.
The voice acting on that clip is impeccable. It's so good.
Thank you, Oak. Thank you. I appreciate that. I need to read some more in the chat, though. I need to get caught up on YouTube, especially. YouTube, I think because there are fewer people there, I don't read it as often, and I shouldn't be this behind. But let's see. Frozy says, I think he does. Tago says, improv is improv. Frozy said, Logan is doing that to the Transformer. Yeah. Derma says, reminds me of the rules of conversation. Address what they said, expand upon it, leave space for them to continue. Vera says, scoot over chat. Frozy says, Vero. Quia says, yo. Crystal says, one at a time, please. Vera says, yo. Tago says, Logan, you have sideburns? Yeah. Oh, I've always had I've been growing them out. Like, I usually had them like down to about here. I decided to grow them a bit longer. I haven't said anything. I've been doing this past couple weeks. Like, what do you guys think? Is that too long? Is that too much? What do you guys think? Derma says, everybody's showing up. Crystal says, yes, Logan has sideburns. It fits him so much. Do you guys want to know the reason why I have sideburns? Why I grow them out? Because I have such a huge forehead. I feel like growing out sideburns kind of balances out. It makes so like my face doesn't seem just stretched up here, but it's like stretched overall and makes my forehead seem more proportionate, I believe. I don't know if it works, but that's what I try because I'm very self-conscious. Quiggy says, ew, YouTube Katie is dark blue on this screen chat. Crystal says, oh gosh, Twitch is so delayed. Crystal says, my phone is lagging. Dang, I think Nora would appreciate the Yuri more. Quiggy says, oh no. Frozy says, you should totally try it. Definitely not peer pressure. Tago says, someone tell Nora to get over here. Tago says, I got packs of it. Brian says, what? Derma says, ha-cha is actually a surgical term for okay. It's also a They Might Be Giant song. Ha-cha. I believe. Yes. Anyway, let me take a look over at the Twitch chat again before we move on to the next. We're getting close to the end of our fan art showcase. Hope you guys will stick around afterward, that it's not going to be like, well, my art has been seen. I may now leave. I have no reason to stick around any longer. Which you don't. I mean, it's just me. But I mean, I'm just me. That's not a great reason. Oak says, I vote for VTuber. Atlantic said, I'm not a VTuber, but I vote for it. Vera said, were you coerced? Oak says, Sonora can't yap anymore. So that's what you want. You want it as a containment board in order to clean up the general chat. So it's suddenly not being flooded every day with VTuber blab. Is that what you're doing, Oak? Is that your scheme, your plan? Sorry, I'm just putting these things together. Okay, next piece of art. Check this one out. This is by Dagger. That is freaking amazing. Is Dagger still here? Dagger is an amazing. Look at that. Like, I kind of want to make that into my profile pic now or something. Can you guys believe that? That is amazing. And look at little Gallica on my shoulder. Like, I am rendered. You know, I'm just gonna leave that up for a minute while I read some more in the chat because we just need to show this off. This is so cool. Let's see. Oak says a general. Nora says, thank you, Katie and Oak Atlantic. I am the happiest little lad in the land right now. Oak says, no, I just want designated place for Nora to yap in private. Oak's Vera says fair. Nora says, I'll take it. Says, I'm gonna sneeze. Bubba says lag. Oak says, wait, are Starscream and Skywarp the same design? They're the same body type. They just have different colors is all. So yes. They're like, yeah, it's like if you and your buddy both got the same model of car, but got it in different colors, that's what the two of them would be like, if that makes sense. Over on YouTube, let's see. Nora says, hi. Vera says, it's amazing. Crystal says, Taco, that's Nora. Frozy says, sounds like a karate move. Vera says, hi. Crystal is out with the Yang is Nora. Nora says, switch Nora account, hi. Crystal says, Taco, Yuri. Vera says, okay, Twitch is fixed, bye, y'all. Salute. And then Nora says, what does this mean? Taco says, you can smoke Yuri. Crystal says, just accept it as Yuri. Nora. Durma says, Frozy, how do you think they do it? Is it a karate chop, but with a scalpel? Nora says, I like Yuri, but smoking is bad. Taco says, it's like safe though. Definitely ... Nora says, I read 6 hours of Yuri the other day, so I had my intake. I'm going back to Twitch. Taco says, okay, boy. Durma says, if you overdose, you have to be given a dose of Yowie. And then when you get it, you literally, you say Yowie. That hurts. Oh, wait, we got a pin message. Quiggin says, question, can I share an old funny clip I just found here? Absolutely. Absolutely. We have just one more piece of art after this. Then we're going to get back to me desperately trying to teach you guys about improv. It's not going well, though. I should probably give up on that and just do the model building while I talk to y'all. But okay, we got one more piece of fan art to show you. This one also, much like Nora's, technically came in after the deadline and is incomplete. And so it was posted publicly in the artwork channel. But Vero posted this, and I just want to show it anyway, because Vero was working on it. It was pro tag from Metaphor Refantasio. And the moment that this was associated with, Vero also mentioned on... sorry, there's my YouTube dashboard. Was also mentioned, but I'll show you guys anyway because we recently made a TikTok clip of it.
Have you brought me my durable
This was today's clip.
by any chance?
Today's clip.
Make something warm, portly man. Portly man isn't my name. Is that what you call me in your head? My name is Frederick.
Just a short little clip. I did notice there was some recency bias, I think, in some of these favorite moments. That all of our 5 years, most of them were from just very recent. But I still had a lot of fun. So there is Vero with a little heterochromia. And apparently this image is cursed and made Vero sick. So we are not friends with this image, but that is apparently a thing that happened.
It was either this one or the Siri Eustace one.
Oh, yeah, that's right, the Eustace one. Did I tell you I think I briefly sort of mentioned over on Discord, I had the weirdest dream the other night. I dreamt that I got up and I was getting ready for a stream and I went and looked in the mirror and I had a big ahoge like Eustace's question mark one. I'm like, that's so cool. I should take a picture of this and show it to everybody on Discord before the stream. And I'm like trying to take a picture of the top of my head. And I hold the camera out and look at the screen and I realize, wait a second, I'm dressed like Eustace. I'm in a full Eustace winter cosplay and I didn't even realize this. I'm like, should I show chat? Should I change out of this? Is this weird? Should I stream dressed like Eustace Winter? I didn't understand why it was happening, but it was happening. So I think I am going to change here. Here, hang on. I'm going to change our little currently what we're doing. And we're going to change this to... I got to type on my keyboard. Model, building, and chatting. And then next will be play some games. So the chatting will include teaching you guys how to do improv. I want to talk about that type of stuff, but I'm going to place less of a focus on it because clearly I am not capable of multitasking quite to that extent. Oh, and I gotta take the community art down. So thank you very much to everybody who participated. It was neat. I don't know about you guys. I really enjoyed seeing everybody's choices. It's interesting just seeing what everybody picks as some of your favorite moments. Again, there was some recency bias, but I had a lot of fun going through all this stuff. I wish I had the time and talents and skills to make some of these types of things myself, but I lack it. Also, the next piece is Skywarp's boobs. There's his right boob. And the next one we're gonna take out is his left boob, right there. So this is Robo Boob, Robooped, is what Skywarp is now. A robot with the booba. But that's okay, we respect it. We're down with it, yo. And I guess we just slide it onto here. And then, there we go. There's a boob. There's that right in there. That is an inverted robot nipple. So, in case you wanted to know. None of you wanted to know. but now you do know. Oak says, but different color. Quia says, I'm good right now. Nora says, sneeze twice. I hope you know. Oak says, F you. Nora says, no. Tiger says, when are we going to build Logan Robot? Like a robot of me? Anytime you guys want. Like, anybody wants to build a robot of me, I am not stopping you. Or do I have to do anything? Do I have to be part of the robot? Like, what is the role that I have in this, Dagger? I think that's important for me to know. Vera says, yes, all Seekers are. Well, there's a couple of different kinds of Seekers, because there's the regular Seekers, like Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp. But then there's also the Conehead Seekers, Ramjet, Dirge, and Thrust. And they're mostly the same. They have like some minor differences throughout their body type. The main difference is that their heads are Conehead-like. They're pointy. They go up to a peak like that. So yes. Art will happen. I am reading the chat. Am I muted? I'm not muted. Huh?
Logan, do you know who my and Oak's good friend Empress_Nita is like if you've seen her in our chats or anything?
Wait. What's that say? Good friend.
Conehead Seekers are bastard children seekers.
that is a bit fair. They're a little bit like that. Thank you both, Nora and Vera, for the 10 bits. And that is certainly one way to look at them. There's both at the booba. So what are you saying, Empress? Is Empress something in the chat? Nora, hi! Was that a first-time chatter? Empress, hi, my name is Logan. I don't know if you've heard of me from, like, Nora and Oak, but we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Right now, we're just chilling. I'm trying to put together a toy while chat judges me. Very rightfully and understandably so, but judges me nonetheless. How are you doing, Empress? We're just having a chill stream. Like the last couple of times we've had like a celebration, I've tried to do big planning things. I just want to hang out with you guys. Huh?
No, I was just wondering if you knew who she was.
Oh, I thought you were saying that she was in this chat. I'm sure I've probably maybe seen her in your streams before, but I'm not terribly familiar. Why do you ask? But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Thank you. Okay, I made a mistake. That's not the nipple. This is the nipple. That goes inside of it. So we gotta just shove that into there. And there. Now we got one complete robot boob. It's so shiny. It's like a vent. It's venting like a sussy nipple. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Oh, and a poll! Can we start Eustace cosplay? Yes, 100%. I didn't even notice that poll going up. But thank you very much. So, okay, so apparently it is allowed. I don't have the money for it, but like Eustace, unlike Chidori from Persona 3, Eustace is the type of a character I would be fine doing a cosplay of. He seemed like delightful fun. He was a whimsical little lad. As I've been going back and rewatching the old VODs to pull out time codes for TikTok clips, I just got to the part where Eustace's dad chewed him out, and it's so sad. He's an idiot, but he's such a earnest. I mean, I guess earnest, maybe that's not the right way to say it, but I felt bad for him. Oh, and I gotta sand this down again. So I just gotta sand this down while I read some more in the chat.
And also Chidori, that was in the fine print.
Oh, no, then I guess I'm not gonna do a Eustace cosplay. Sorry. That is a deal breaker. That is what you call a poison pill in the agreement that just makes it so that it does not get agreed to. Because it is too egregious. Hey, why isn't the sanding down better? So thank you very much, though, for the 10 bits and for warning me. So apparently I will never do a Eustace winner cosplay. Huh?
How much money do you want for you to do a Chidori cosplay?
It's not going to happen. It is impossible to happen. No amount of money will convince me to do a Chidori cosplay. But, oh crap, I almost dropped that robot nipple. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Nora. Thank you. Is this starting to... Okay, Vera knows what Skywarp looks like. Can you kind of see that's like his two chest thrusters? We're starting to get some formation of a dude here. I honestly thought we'd be a lot farther into this by now, but I'm just not good at it. Let's see, gotta read some more. Vera was saying, yes, all Seekers are laughing. Oak says, oh. Vera said, basically. Oak says, wait a minute, I'll say that again. Vera said, most of the time. And Nora says, Seekers! I gotta mute this. Let me read some YouTube chat. YouTube, I haven't forgotten about you. Crystal says, YouTube chat, what if I, Ahmad, activate slow mode here? Tago said, no. Tago says, don't do it. Cries, no. Quita says, classic Logan. Huh?
Does he have the stabby nipples?
With stabby? I mean, they're like little vents. They don't poke out. They're not, it's not cold enough. I think it was colder, they'd stick out. But they don't at the moment. I'm sorry if that disappoints you. That they are just normal robot nipples that give normal robot milk to normal robot babies. We're just Skywarp's a very traditional type of a transformer. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Let me see if I can unmute the music here. Oh, still an ad. Let's see. Okusai, did you say? Vera says, Seekers. Dominic said, hello there, Dominic. How are you? Nora says, Seekers. Vera's laughing. Bubba says, oh, thank you. Let's see. Frilzy said, oh, hang on. It just scrolled down without me. It's just scroll down. I got to scroll up. Wow, I'm so behind in YouTube. I'm not normally this far behind in YouTube. Quiggita says, Logan, it starts with captions. Quiggita said, Logan, that pin message is my captions. I know, but it was like captions was saying what it actually was, though, right? I think. Derma says, LoganRobo origin story. Frilzy says, villain arc. Derma said, I already know there will be so many suggestive quotes. Queen says, don't worry, Derma. One day I plan to publicly share the quote archive. It's so full of many sus quotes. Vera said, coming back with my tail between my legs. Frilzy said, well. Look what the chat brought in.
I think it's just me seeing Skywarp fanarts, but I always think of his turbines having a stabby needle. Disappointed.
Vera, what? Oh, one. This music seems like the right type of music to talk about stabby nipples. What type of fan art are you looking at with Skywarp that has, as you say, stabby nipples? Because I don't think I have ever seen. Maybe I just don't look at the right kind of fan art, but I am not used to seeing stabby nipple fan art. It's not what I go for. It's not my thing. I don't judge, but I'm just not. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't experienced it enough. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Let's see. Oak said just went under 60k points for that. Vera says 10-second jail. Oak says it feels so broke. Over on YouTube, Vera with a frown. Crystal says laughing. Frilzy says yellow shirt. Yay. Okay, so I know where I'm at least in the YouTube chat. It's when I was showing Frilzy's yellow shirt art. Man, there are people who like do these model kits as their entire hobby. I guess with Gundams and things. And do they do them on stream normally like this? This is like so... You know, I bet if I was like by myself, this could be very zen. You know, huh?
I just bribed Puzzles too. Ed quotas vending. Like a sussy nipple in exchange for me drawing Optimus Prime and Preg. What a wonderful world.
Huh?
Logan, my head hurts so bad and my house is covered in plastic, so I don't think there's any clean dishes. Can you please give me that bottle of water on your desk?
Yes, absolutely.
Because Oak hasn't lately been eaten.
Here you go.
It's not peanut part of anything, but his turbine's always got a stabby needle, or am I insane?
Here you go. Okay, first of all, there's the water. And thank you for the 10 bits, each of you. I mean, he doesn't normally have... Here, look, I've got a Skywarp action figure right here. This is G1 action figure. His nipples are empty. They have nothing in them. This is a recent re-release where they painted his face. So, no, that is internet so-and-so's trying to trick you into thinking that he has stabby nipples. You can headcanon that, though. You can headcanon that he has them. I'm not gonna like yuck your nipple yum. But I mean, it's not canon. It's not what he actually has. So as long as you respect my right to not believe in Skywarp stabby nipples, you are allowed to believe in Skywarp stabby nipples. Is that fair? Is that acceptable? Quita literally said he looks like he's missing the number. He looks like he's missing the missing member of the Wiggles. Oh yeah, when I had the yellow shirt. My one of my nieces, was it my nephew? When it was either my niece or my nephew, one of my nephews when they were little, loved the Wiggles. Went through a big Wiggle phase. So I was always hearing the yummy, 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 yummy fruit salad, those type of songs. But sorry, I'm just trimming these things. I should make sure that I'm doing it on screen so you can tell what I'm doing, that I'm not just like ignoring you and working on some other project without y'all's involvement. I am amazed at how like easily these clippers are cutting right through the plastic though. I don't think I'm doing the best job of cutting everything flush, but it's like, it's not professional, it's not selling it to anybody, it's just me. Just having some fun with a little toy here. Oh, this is gonna be his cockpit, I bet. It's gonna be his belly button, his chest and sternum and all that. Let's see. Quigga says, wait, I think I have a quote for this from the archive. Quote number 763. It's like I'm looking at a missing member of the Wiggles. Katie, Deltarune, November 8th, 2025. Frilzy says, please wear the shirt. Quigga says, behold my peak. Brian says, yo. Frilzy says, so peak. Brian says, what up? Crystal doing white square, white square, white square, white square. Quigga said, my poor auto captions, which by the way, I think summoned this Derma with a white square. Tagwa says, white square, I need the white square. Quia says, because the day after we had a 100-line stream where Logan read more white squares, and Krista with a bunch of white squares. Brian says, cool. Yeah, Krista says, peak art. That's the thing, I didn't think it would come back. I didn't even think it would happen the first time, or keep going that long. But it did. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be tricky because we got like colored, translucent stuff I gotta be careful with for this next part. But I should read some more on Twitch as well. I hope I'm slowly getting caught up on both of the chats. See, gotta scroll. Crystal says, lurk, I just learned that Identity V has lore. What is Identity V? If you don't mind me asking, I don't know things about things. So what is Identity V? Wait, how does this go? How does this? Oh, it goes in there. Yes, Identity V sounds like the name of a mobile game. In fact, I think I heard about it. Are they doing like a Persona collab or something? I bet. Sounds like something they would do. Oh crap, I gotta make sure this thing is right side up. I don't want to put this in the wrong way. If I put it in the wrong way, then his nipples will look weird. Okay. Oh my gosh, everything is so tiny. I gotta just... There, nipple crisis averted. It's gonna look fine. It's gonna look just fine. But I'll keep reading the chat. Oak says no lag. Nora says lag. Oh no, was Oak saying no lag? Crystal says lag. Vera said, yeah, we're back now. Bubba says I get lag. Vera says, or not. Quia says, yeah, it has lore. It's an entire thing. Atlantic says, oh good, I'm not the only one lagging. Bubba says, stream seems behind now, even if I reload. Atlantic says, LoganRobo, broken heart. Bubba says, nah, I just closed it, fixed, don't worry. And Vera says, improv. Oops, that's right, I need to tell you guys about improv. I want to tell you about improv, but I keep getting distracted by chat. But that's good. That is the point of, I think, having a just chatting stream. Maybe I should give up on... Maybe I should have just chosen one thing instead of a model kit and teaching guys improv. Because, like, I have run improv workshops before. So, yeah, let me tell you a little bit more about improv. So, two of the things you'll hear, in addition to yes and, are the concepts of finding the game and heightening. Finding the game generally just means like finding the funny, weird thing that happened in the scene. And heightening means taking that game and basically in your head playing, think of it as playing if this, then what else? I'll give you an example of a scene that Clam and I did together once. So Clam and I were doing a scene. I can't remember exactly what the setup was for the scene, but we were robbing a bank, and for some reason I was much shorter than him. I think I was supposed to be like his son or something that he was bringing into the bank robbery with him. Again, I don't remember exactly. And so we're just doing this little scene. He's like, all right, kiddo, we're gonna rob a bank. And then Clam pantomimes like he's unrolling a bunch of like plans for like the blueprints of the bank onto a table. Problem is, I'm down on my knees as a little kid and he unrolls it like at top of my forehead level. And he's like pointing at it. And we both realized the absurdity of this. And that became the funny thing. It's like, I couldn't see it, so I had to like grab a chair and climb up onto it to see it. And so then that was the funny thing. That was the first weird thing that happened. And then the heightening was looking and saying like, okay, so the funny thing is, it's a small child, someone who's physically small and weak trying to participate in a planned bank robbery. So if this, then what else? And you can look at like, what else, what other things would it be like if a small child was trying to participate in a bank robbery, if specifically the person's son was doing it. And so that's finding the game, and that is heightening in improv. But there's one other thing that I feel like people don't focus on nearly enough, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But first I'm going to read some more chat, because again, I am still very behind in it. Okay, I think this goes like this. I think it goes in this way. Why doesn't it want to go? Oh, there we go. There we go. We're getting more of his little chest cockpit there. Let's see. Crystal says, I thought it was just a hide-and-seek type of horror game. Dagger says, I only play D&D, but it probably doesn't count. Ray says, I've never done improv comedy, but I do improv most aspects of my life. Isn't the first rule yes and? See, you guys got it. Okay, so let's talk about this. So what happens once you know yes and? A lot of people just think, like, if I know that, I know enough to do improv. They'll get up there and they'll do a scene, and I'll give you guys an example through a workshop that I was running one time. Me and a buddy of mine got invited out to the College of Eastern Utah to do an improv workshop with some of the the improv team out there. And at one point we were doing having a couple of the performers get up and do scenes, and they were evaluating them. For one of them, we had these two girls got up and they did a scene where the suggestion was, you're building a rocket ship in your backyard. Okay, that was the suggestion that we gave them. And they started doing a scene where it's like, okay, well, hand me that thing there. Okay, well, here, we got to measure this. All right, help me out with this. And they were going through all them, and everything they said, the other person was yes-anding. It's like, yes, here it is. And do this, and hand me this, and da-da-da. And it was boring as dirt. Because all it was them talking about steps that they would do to build a rocket ship and narrating what they were actually doing. It was just, hand me this. Like, okay, I hand you that. Put this here. Okay, I put it. And like, as a viewer, you don't care. You don't give a crap about any of that. So we stopped them and I said, okay, we're going to rewind. We're going to do that again from that suggestion, except this time I want you to give me a reason to care about why you're doing this. They start over, and one of the two girls, it was this 5'0" baby-faced blonde girl. And her first line was, oh, I sure hope we finish building this rocket ship soon so we can finally visit my dad, the astronaut who lives on the moon. And suddenly it was like, now I'm emotionally invested. Now there's a reason to care. She's like got her dad that she can't see, and she wants to. And there's stakes, there's emotion involved. It would have been even better if the emotion was like between the characters in the scene, and you could still do that. You could have the other character maybe be the mom, or maybe a sister who maybe doesn't like the dad or is jealous of the dad, or also Bach! Thank you for the sub! Bach, it's been a while. How are you? Thank you. It's a weird stream today. We're just making a model kit, and all I have to show for it is some robot boobs and robot chest. It's gonna go right in there.
Is this the 86 movie?
This music? No, this is more DMCA safe stuff. The soundtrack by Vince DiCola is not DMCA safe. I wish it was. I'd play the crap out of that. I do have that, like a copy of that, but it is not, sadly. I am sorry, but it is that type of music. I enjoy it very much. So thank you very much. Let's see, is this the right sprue? Okay, so I gotta find part number 17 on here. That is right here. So thank you very much. All right, I should read some more in the chat before I talk more about improv. I don't know, I probably should have focused only on doing improv lessons, so I could have had a structured thing for y'all. Is anybody actually enjoying watching me putting this model kit together, or are you just enjoying talking? Quiggy says, fair, I might have missed all the cool collabs. I even did a Detective Conan crossover collab one time. I even started playing a bit right after by sheer chance the Dangan V3 collab? Ooh, huh?
Speaking of Daimaka safe stuff. Wait, did you guys hear that? I heard Logan make a boy-oyoing sound effect.
Wait, I made a boy-oyoing sound effect on the DMCA safe? What? Did I? Is my boy-oyoing not DMCA safe? That is very unfortunate. I don't like that I just learned this information. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Okay, I'm still looking. I need sprue D. Sprue number D. There is E. There is F. Where is D again? Where's D? D1 part 6. Oh, there's a bunch of 6s. I can just take any of the 6s I want. Oh, I'm gonna have so much 6. You know, normally there's not a lot of 6 on stream, but you're having some live 6 right in front of you on the stream. Thank you very much for the Seekers Redeem. I'll read some more in the chat. Let me take a look over to YouTube again. Let's see. Fruzy was saying, I just noticed the background is more white squares. Brian says, all right. Crystal says, oh gosh, it's no gal. Queen said, Fruzy, thank you. What was the point? Glad you noticed. Brian says, what? Fruzy said, wait, Logan is no gal because he has no gal. It all makes sense. It's two things. It's like a rearranging of like my name. It's not quite exactly backwards, but it's sort of rearranged. And because I have no gal, you see. So yeah, it was no gal. What did you guys decide? The last name was like Lone Droid or something. No gal, Lone Droid. So yes, that is what it is. All right, what am I supposed to do with this tiny little piece? I just gotta shove this peg into the hole, apparently. I hope I'll at least be able to like finish the torso of this guy so you guys can see. And then he could be like Hajime, with like no arms and legs. Everybody loves that, right? Everybody loves Hajime Hinata. Da-ba-ba-ba?
Wait, that's why it's Nagal? I just thought it was a rearrangement. I didn't realize the no-gal thing.
Well, it's both, yeah. At least I assumed. Weren't you one of the people who was it that came up with it then? But thank you, Oak, for the 10 bits. Okay, so apparently this is all a lot of hidden lore. I need a sip of water. I'm not even talking that much.
Job searching. It can feel like a wild goose chase.
Spotify's doing job search. Do let me know if the music, when I turned it down, if I made it too quiet. Got to mute on that for those ads. Let's see, Bubbo says, oh dear. I got a scroll quick. It said, quote, so basically what that means is when you're doing an improv scene with somebody doing two things, lags. Oak said, the poor frames. Bubbo said, this is such a bad time for lag. Quick said, this surely a very stunning lesson right now. Great words. Gene says, so much lag. Vera says, Oak says, my lesson. Quick says, an entire encore-worthy speech. Crystal says, wow, so inspirational. Vera said, you guys think YouTube is laggy? Okay, well, let me tell you the other thing then. Not the other thing, but expanding on that, the whole thing that you need an emotional connection to the scene, okay? A lot of people try and make the reason why you want to see what's going on in the scene based on conflict. They say, well, we need conflict. We need stuff to be working against each other, trying to stop each other from doing stuff. I disagree. I don't think you really need that much conflict in it. What you need is to know how you feel emotionally about the other character. Once you do that, then like you're never going to run out of anything to say and do. And that's why one of the things that I try to incorporate whenever we're doing our streams, when we do visual novels and JRPGs, is to establish as quickly as possible what I feel about each of the characters and what they feel about each other. So that way, I know that when Gallica is on screen, I'm in love with her. Same with Penny Nichols. I know that how the characters feel about each other. I know that Heisme in Metaphor Refantasio is obsessed with his dead son and just loves putting bones in jars and things like that. I know that Edgeworth is not convincingly closeted, but closeted about his feelings for Phoenix Wright. And then as soon as you have these emotional connections between all the characters, that is like all you need. And then you're set. You've got it all figured out. C18. Where is C1 again? That is, I had that a minute ago. So like I would like to think that hopefully maybe it's not as noticeable, because I do feel like, and if you guys ever watch Futurama, I do feel like there's that episode where Bender meets God, and they do the whole thing where it's like, if you're doing your job properly, nobody knows that you're doing anything at all. I try very hard to incorporate all of my improv philosophies into streaming, but I'd like to think that I do it in hopefully a subtle enough way that it's not like that noticeable. It's not like, oh, this is why Logan's doing it. Instead, I just want to come across as like, we're just being goofy. We're just having fun. But you might be surprised to find out how much actual thought goes into so much of what I do here. Now, that's not to say that, like, the volume of thought is a lot. I mean, it's just basically saying stuff and trusting my brain and regurgitating it out. But there is thought that goes into it. Anyway, I should read some more in the chat. Let's see. Vera's saying, do you think YouTube is laggy? Oh, that must be when you guys popped over to YouTube. Quia says, I'm going to check. Crystal says, nope. Oak says, Logan thatted his Transformers. Atlantic said, I know a lot about improv because 90% of my presentations were improv because I couldn't bother memorizing each slide. That's always nice, too. The ability to kind of think on your feet. I remember when I was in high school, I had an English class where I was supposed to do a presentation at one point, and I just kind of winged it, so to speak, just kind of flew by the seat of my pants. And I remember at the conclusion of it, the teacher was like, that was total BS, wasn't it? And she goes, no, it's okay. It was very good BS. So you get an A. But that was total BS, wasn't it? You were just making that up. I was like, yeah, I was just making it up. But, I mean, as long as you're making up stuff, like good stuff, it shouldn't matter too much, right? E6, that's gotta be this one. I'm gonna keep reading some more in the chat. Once we get his torso, the question is, what would you guys like to see for a game? If we play like a game for the last like half hour, 45 minutes of the stream. I can either pop up some Toho. I finally did install the English patch from the game that Frulzy and Queen Katie got, and I can try a bullet heck Toho game for the very first time. Or if we do it just with like community members from the Discord, like we're just opening up, it's not opening up to like just any lurker, we could try a quick round or two of Gardic Phone, if you guys want. Huh?
Gardic.
Well, I didn't even finish the question. I didn't even say the word Gardic yet. Huh?
Gardic Phone. Gardic Phone. I would kill for this.
No, don't kill! I would prefer there to not be any killing. But thank you very much, Oak and Nora, who clearly have very strong opinions about this. So, oh, I gotta snap these pieces. I think this is supposed to be his, like, is this his crotch? We already made his boobs, now we're making his crotch, I think. I personally vote for Toho. I would love to give it a try and see how painful it is. But thank you very much for the bits and for expressing your opinions on it. Let's see, Quickie says, YouTube peeps, I'm gonna join y'all. Vera said, yep, YouTube is safe. Oak says, watching on YouTube and chatting on Twitch. Atlantic says, absolute cinema. Oh, that reminds me, I still need to send a thing to Vera related to that. Oak says, ad quote, I cut your ding-dong, wacha. Did I say that? Did I actually say that, you guys? That does sound like something I said. Nora says, I think it's probably half and half. Like, there are definitely most of it being generally scripted, but like, I feel like at least it's not entirely scripted. Like, there's quite a bit of improv in there. Part of the reason why, I think that there are some things they planned beforehand. I do think that some of it is made up because while some of the performers from Enrico, Nora, were very good at it, there were also quite a few kind of pitfalls and traps where you can see like, this was not thought quite well enough through here. And I gotta find the right thing. Okay, D1 and F5. Here are the sprues I need. Let's see, Crystal adds a quote. And let me take a look over the YouTube chat. See, Brian says he has a kid. Oh, my girlfriend is mad at me. Nice, Brian. Crystal's laughing. Derma said, anybody gonna tell him specifically which Megamind meme is referencing? Derma, I know it. In fact, when Extemporaneous sent me that, he offered me a number of extemporaneous points if I could correctly identify which Megamind meme that was. I think maybe some of y'all don't give me enough credit, huh?
At the end of the day, it's your anniversary, Logan, so you should do what you would enjoy the most.
Well, what I enjoy the most, if you guys want to know the truth of it, Dagger, what I enjoy the most is making y'all happy. And I'm not just like saying that either. That is all the reason I do any of the things that I do here, except this model building. That is the one thing that is self-indulgent. I have wanted to try doing this on stream for a while. I don't know why, because this is not particularly engaging. I think if anything, it's a nice exercise in multitasking to teach myself to be able to do something that requires concentration and still be able to chat with y'all. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. I think, based on what chat wants, we'll probably do a round of Gartic Phone. If y'all are okay with that. We won't do any like chat room for it, but we'll do like a round of Gartic Phone, okay? Once we get at least this guy's torso made. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. But yeah, I know, Dermo, I know which meme it is. It's the no, let's say B words. I remember when Elden Ring came out and everyone was like talking about maidenless. So I'll say no maidens. How about that? Is that an okay way to say it?
I just saw the best Halloween costume. Someone dressed up as Barney because they couldn't get a Susie cosplay and can also pull up.
Oh, there's a pull-up. Okay, well, I did see somebody,
Longa, did you know you are looking absolutely splendid today? You appear gorgeous.
I am inherently distrustful. I feel like you're saying that to, like, butter me up for Gartic Phone. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. It works. It works, but thank you. But I did see a picture of somebody at a convention cosplaying as Chris and then running into a Barney the Dinosaur cosplayer and taking a picture as if Barney was Susie. And it like took me a split second to realize like what I was looking at. But then when I did, it was funny. I think that is great. That is just splendid. And thank you for the 10 bits. Let's see. So the poll is, Chatsruvi, what to do, Toho or Gartic Phone? Right now, Gartic is ahead. I hope there's not extra votes. This is just a genuine thing. Gartic is right now ahead with 75% of the vote. Toho with 25% of the vote. I am fine with doing either. I did install the English patch on Toho. And I will get around to it eventually. And we have done Gartic Phone before. But here's the thing. If we do Gartic Phone, there's going to be two major rules. Number one, it is limited to like regular members of our community. And number two, you have to draw and guess something. You can't guess, I don't know. You can't just like write the words instead of drawing a picture. If you do any of those things, it doesn't matter how good of friends we are. You're now out. You are kicked out of the group. That is a cardinal sin. Hang on, I just got to pay attention. There we go. It's just a very narrow little cut that I had to make there. I think this is his waist, but I'm putting like little spinal column things into him. Which way does that even go? I think it goes like this. Sorry, I'm having to like actually look at what I'm doing. This is so weird. I would like to get good at this type of thing because oh, okay, I did feel bad. So here's the thing. I sometimes try to help my mom out around Christmas time by doing some online Christmas shopping for myself to kind of help her out. And one of the things that I ordered for myself for Christmas would be coming sometime this week, probably. It is another one of these like robot model kits. And when I went to the hobby store to buy the glue and the little file thing, the kit that I had ordered online was there for $10 cheaper than I paid online. So sad.
It'd say if you really don't know or can't do something, at least try to make it funny. Continue some joke even if you don't continue the same joke, but still try to continue the same joke if possible.
Oh, talking about the Gartic Phone stuff. Yeah, like just do anything. Anything is literally better than I don't know or like writing the thing out because that like it ruins it. It makes it come screeching wall. Anything like the most like dumb guess where you're like I'm sure I'm wrong. It doesn't matter. Anything is better than that. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Thank you. And while some of these pictures are getting really tiny, man, how. What is supposed to even happen? Oh, look at this! You can see how his booba is going to connect to his other pieces that we've made. See, there's his booba, and this is this is the under booba, and then this is the waist, and we haven't made the crotch yet. So we're making chunks that are like recognizable as things. I think that is a wonderful win-win type of a situation, huh?
Wait, I just realized, Oak and I have plenty of improv experience with our streams going very off script. Flashbacks to all of the running bits we have that take so long.
I would agree. I think that type of stuff is wonderful for practicing improv and getting used to it. The style of visual novel / JRPG playing that I subscribe to, I think it's a wonderful improv exercise. That's part of the reason why I started doing that way was because I began streaming back during the pandemic in late 2020, because it was a 5-year affiliate anniversary. It was Halloween of 2020, and I am the type of person who was used to playing improv every single weekend. And suddenly, with the pandemic lockdowns, I no longer could do that. And my creative outlet was just gone. And so being able to do that, which was really funny, because before that we had the big Chris Tergliaferro raid in Danganronpa 2, when there was hardly anybody watching. It was mainly like Rukov and occasionally 1 or 2 other people. I was just improvising for nobody. Nobody was like really there. But it was for my own sake, you know, it was amusing me more than anything else. So I concur. And thank you very much for those 10 bits. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat. Taco says, we see you, Opal. Your troubles are miles away. Now we see you, Opal. Fruza said, oh my goodness, that's a clever catch, Dermo. Brian says, okay. Wait, is it not just the no B words things? Something else? Brian says, okay. Quiggita says, I was the one that clipped that, by the way. Brian says, oh my gosh, big. Tago says, no slow mode. Brian says, I watched that. I said, happy birthday to her, my girlfriend. Quiggita says, whoa. Brian says, yeah. Derma says, dang, great drawing. I love how it's just angular enough. Oh, that must have been when it was Dagger's drawing. I was like blown away when I saw that. It was so freaking good. My jaw was dropped on the floor. Okay, what part do I have here? C111. Where is this? I feel this part reminds me of building a Lego set. When you're having to look for all the pieces when they're all in a big pile. And I imagine it probably gets a lot easier later on when there's hardly any pieces left. And so it's not really looking for a needle in quite as big of a haystack anymore, you know? So, cutting out these little pieces. I have done something kind of similar to this before. So back in the day, I used to go to... Transformers used to have an official convention, BotCon. Oh, this is 11. I need another one for that. And one of the options you could do is you could go to a Transformers customizing class, and they would give you the pieces of a Transformer, like an actual Transformer that like made by Hasbro, still on the sprues like this, and you would assemble it and paint it into a different character. So, I mean, it's kind of similar, but it wasn't like designed to be a model kit. It was just designed to be an actual like mass retail toy. I could always show some of those off on stream. I feel like Vero's the only one to be interested in seeing that. D27. Here's D2. Where's number 7? Where's this is D2? There's number 7. But I've got several of those, and those are probably some of the most valuable pieces in my collection because they're limited to just a couple hundred, if even that, ones were made for the attendees who signed up for those classes. But hang on, and cha-cha-chow. There we go. Now I got to assemble this. How does this go? I hope I'm putting this together right. It looks like this, and then this. Like, the instructions are very tiny and hard to see, but I'm doing my best. I also want to make sure that that I have good dexterity with moving my hands on stream. I don't want you guys to think that I'm some like ham-fisted troglodyte or something. Oh, Ryan Reynolds talking about Mint Mobile. I don't give a crap about Mint Mobile, Ryan Reynolds.
But I'd like to offer one other.
I don't care about your offer, Ryan Reynolds. I'm sure it's probably a good offer, but I don't like advertisements, even though I am, like, most of my income has come from doing commercials. So, yeah, wait, is this how it's supposed to go? This doesn't...
While you are shushing Ryan Reynolds, surely you should add Dimeka Safe song, square emoji, square emoji, square emoji, square emoji, square emoji, bye, square emoji, square emoji, square emoji, DLL.
I didn't know that your music was so censored by the government in 100 Line Last Defense Academy. I guess now I will never know the proper names of these things, and holy crap. Yeah, this I feel like this is going to be the crotch piece here that's going to contain the legs. this does not want to go together without pliers. Shoo. But even if I had pliers, though, like, I feel like I damage these pieces. Pliers, I'd probably have to put like a cloth on them, maybe? Huh. We might be approaching the end of the amount that I'm going to be able to build this on stream, if that is the case. Let me see if I can unmute the music, though, and I'll read some more of the chat. Oh, hang on, we get a pin message on Twitch. It says, please pin, I apologize. Logan, I kind of went into hyperfixation mode on the Danganronpa channel about the Identity 5 collabs. Lots of pics there. Don't apologize. I look forward to checking them out. Thank you very much, Queen Katie. So thank you. Let's see. Brian says, I slept in the same bed with my girlfriend. Ooh, that is scandalous. That is scandalous. Frozy says, I haven't been here for very long. That is true, but I feel like you have. Like, you feel like someone who's been here a long time, if that makes sense. Brian says, yo, Frozy. Frozy says, yo, yo. Brian says, yo. Taco says, yo, yo, yo. Brian says, I'm at my girlfriend's house. Frozy said, Logan, you gotta censor those boobs. Oh, that's right. You guys were getting full uncensored action there. Look at those. It's okay, because he's a dude. He gives man milk. And they, like, you go to the beach, these are the type of robot nipples that you'd likely see. So it's totally fine. What is how can I shove these pieces together without using pliers? I just go together, please. Okay, it doesn't want to go together. It does not want to go together. This is troublesome. I think the main problem is these two pieces here. Maybe if I don't have the magic touch needed for these quite clearly. Maybe I need to sand this piece down a bit? Try sanding that. It's so snug.
I remember when I first started dating my partner, I mentioned that we slept in the same bed at a sleepover, and my mom got really concerned because even though I told her I started dating him, she thought I was joking. She was chill about it later, but it was very funny in the moment. You don't have the touch?
I don't have the power. Yeah, after all is said and done. You never walk, you never run, you're a winner. You got the moves, you know the street. Break the rules, take the heat, you're standing your ground. You're at your best when the going gets rough. You'll be put to the test, cause it's never enough. Oh, I almost got it in there. Maybe I do got the touch when I sing Stan Bush. When I claim that I have the touch. Oh, is it almost there? It's almost in all the way. It is almost in all the way. You got the touch. You got the power. Oh crap, I think it just went back out a little bit. I got cocky. Got cocky about touches that I do and don't have. I'm gonna read some more in the chat though. Taco said, Logan, you're gonna get canceled. Queen said, YouTube chat, feel free to type out the link on screen to also vote for the milestone quote poll. Oh yeah, because Queen Katie, are you going to announce the winner later on in the stream here? Brian says, what? Queen says, unless a mod is able to post my poll link in here, I don't think I'm allowed to. Brian says, okay. Derba said, love the Wiggles, saw them live as a kid. Frozy says, what on earth is Wiggles? Huh?
Logan, you saying it is almost in all the way sounds really bad out of context when we can't see your Transformer activities.
Sorry, I was having to like hold it very close to my chest, but it's almost in there. I've almost got it in there. It's just so tight. I can't quite fit it in it. Oh! Hey, I think I got it. Oh, no, not quite.
Logan, you are making this worse for yourself.
Well, I was showing you what I'm doing. It's like almost in. It is almost all the way in. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Thank you. Oh, come on. Get in there. Ow. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. I'm going to move on to the next pieces. Yeah, we're just going to move on. We are going to move on. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Like, everything in these like, there's I mean, I realize that they've got to be tight because they're held together by friction. But still, like, tight is one thing. Then there's what this is. I'm going to keep reading some more chat, though. Let me take a look at the Twitch chat here. Queenie says, hey, I heard what happened! Ray, I heard what happened. Thank you. I'm reading the chat. I'm also trying to pull this back out because, like, it kind of went in a little bit crooked, and I need to fix that a little bit. So don't mind. That's what I'm doing here. You guys can't see it. I'm just pulling it back out a little bit, okay? Which is the... There we go. But thank you, Ray. See, Crystal was saying to Nora, Quiga says, aha, I can actually add that to my quote archive properly now. Huh?
Am drawing and lurking and only listening is.
Oh, drawing and! For some reason I thought it said drawing on. Like Anne, you know, from like Persona 5. What are you drawing, Vero? Can I ask what you're drawing? So why does it sound weird? But thank you very much, Vero. And yeah, after I get this back on, I'm gonna have to be done with this piece. Because this is so freaking tight. Huh?
I am not Vero.
Oh, it's Nora! Why did I think that was Vero? I don't know, I looked up and I saw the wrong thing on the screen. But thank you, Nora, for the 10 bits. What is it that you're drawing? I bet it's like a HoloLive something, or something like that. But thank you very much. Thank you. And once again, I'm gonna try and snap this back on there. That's as good as it's getting. Reading the chat. Let's see, Queen says, because I'm caught up. Nora says, what? Crystal says, go to YouTube. Nora. Queen says, oh, speaking of quotes. Oak says, no, you won, it's over, you beat it, you won the game. Dagger says, I still remember when I first saw Logan on stream and said, oh, have you tried voice acting? Laughing. I had 2 voiceover auditions that I had to do this weekend. And they were so simple and so fun, but my voice is so weak these days, and I don't know what the heck I did to it and how to fix it, but it's worrying me. I feel like I might need to go see a doctor, like I've gotten node damage or something like that. But I appreciate you being here after that you've stuck around, Dagger. So much of the time people will come in and like say hi and then be nice, and then they'll like never come back. And so I really appreciate you, Dagger. Quiggy says, chat, if you haven't voted yet, I made a milestone quote poll. Okay, let me copy this over to YouTube then, in case nobody else already has, and put it into the YouTube chat. So there you go, YouTube peeps. You can vote in that as well. Vera says, the ominous voice acting tag. Dagger said, to be fair, I rarely use Twitch. It's all good. Vera with Lurk, thank you, Lurk. Vera says, that's fair laughing. Nora says, I'm back, chat. Vera says, oh, that was TTS. Queen says, I need to figure out how to share my quote archive to Logan and community without doxing myself, because apparently Nora did that. Nora, why did you dox Queen Katie? Why would you do that to Queen Katie? Queen Katie is our friend. Do not dox friends. Don't dox enemies either. In fact, doxing just in general, don't do it. But especially not your friends. Friends don't let friends get doxed. Okay, what is this little piece? That looks like it's a right hip flap or something. So let's go in there. And then we gotta do the same thing with like E15. It's right here. I remember seeing on TikTok like a clip of some TV show where people were making model kits like this, but it was making it so over dramatized and dramatic. I kind of want to watch it, track it. It was like some Japanese show, but I don't know where it's streaming or what it was called or anything, because so many people like to just post stuff on TikTok and then not provide like the context of like what it's called or anything, because they want you to just keep watching their videos or whatever. Oh, yep, this is the crotch. This is the crotch. Look, that's the crotch plate. You can tell because it protrudes. We's getting some robo groin now. This is Skywarp's crotch. We're gonna trim around the crotch very neatly to keep it very proper looking. And there we go. There you have it. A properly trimmed robot crotch. Vero doesn't like robot crotches, I should mention. When we read comics, Vero's always like, why does this look like that? I don't like this robot crotch. I don't like this groin. It's very, very, little bit judgy, I think. A little bit judgy. That they can't have protection for their groins. I'm kidding, it's not judgy, but it's just funny. But Vero doesn't like elaborate robot crotches. And how does this snap? There we go. See, that looks like a crotch now. It's like little hip flaps for when moving legs around. It's starting to look like robot pieces. See. Nora says, I love Britney Spears. Crystal says, laughing. Crystal says, improv time. Kuya says, Vero, you gave captions of quality captions.
Logan, you've known me for years. You ought to know I'm a judgy person.
And we love you for it, Vero. Anything that you judge somebody on, that person deserves to be judged. Oh, we did the crotch. Next, we got to turn around. We got to do its butt. Well, Vero, what is your opinion and judgment on robot butts? Are they acceptable? Well, because we're going to see some robot behind right now. So E17 is the robot left butt cheek. Let me clip that out of here. And thank you, Vero, for the 10 bits. It is crazy to think that, yeah, I've known you guys for years now. Because I still feel like I'm just starting to figure out this whole streaming thing. And the fact that, like, after years, some of you still, like, keep coming back to these streams, it means a lot to me. So thank you very much. You guys are the best. I mean, you guys already know that Vero's the best. Because everybody loves Vero. And, wait, how does this pop in here? How does this pop in? I need to get his butt cheek popped in. It doesn't seem to want to... Oh, I'll just leave the butt cheek out until I get it completely ready, huh?
I have just been informed that Oak's partner thinks that I am Oak's pet. I am very confused.
That is confusing because if I had to define your relationship with Oak, Nora, I would say that Oak has become your pet because you do all these streams and you just like command Oak around. It's like, Oak, do this, Oak, do this, Oak, do this. Oak is like your servant, your butler, your pet, your little go-to person for everything. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. So I guess it's good if Oak's partner is seeing things differently than that. Seeing things from a reverse perspective. And thank you for the 10 bits. I'll read some more in a minute. I just gotta... This is apparently the butt cleavage. It's the underwear to separate the two butt cheeks from one another. Oh, and such nice little soothing music. Oh, we're doing that. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna go there. How does that go in? Oh, I think it's like... This? No. Is it? Oh, I think so, yeah. Yeah, we're figuring this out. I don't have a lot of experience with robot butts. But I think I've got it now. There's the robot butt. And then... it goes right into there. How about that? Hey! Got the robot crotch and the robot butt. Starting to feel like a real robot. It's a butt. Hang on. This one you gotta really work that cheek around. It doesn't want to move properly. Oh, one of the cheeks is getting a little bit bent out of place. I gotta be careful with these butt cheeks.
You have a lot of robots though. You ought to have more experience about their butts.
I ought to. I gotta be more gentle with this butt. This butt almost broke on me. So thank you very much for the 10 bits. I gotta be very careful. That is like, I might have to glue that butt back together if that goes any further. Hi, Deba, but thank you very much for the bits. Deba?
When will you connect the robot to the robust?
It bugs me because like you were making all these individual pieces, but it takes forever before we actually assemble them. I think once this crotch is done, we should make the torso, and that's probably where we're gonna wind down. We're almost there. I think it looks like we gotta make his hip joints next. Oh, and there's some more wireless commercials. More Ryan Reynolds. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Let me take a look over the YouTube chat for a bit. Let's see. Oh yeah, Frozy was asking what the Wiggles are. It was a children's TV show. It was this Australian music group that they would basically sing children's songs. Is that a fair way to describe it? They would put on these shows and they would sing these goofy little songs, and they would all wear like a different colored t-shirt, and they had their names. But as time would go, some of them would retire out of it and get replaced by other Wiggles. And they would all have little things like, I remember there was this one character, Jeff, who was basically like a narcoleptic. So it was like, they had a song, Wake Up Jeff, where they would just yell at Jeff. And then they had a pirate named Captain Feathersword. He was a pirate who, instead of having a violent sword, just had a big feather and would, I can't remember, did he tickle people with it? And they would do live concerts and things, and parents would take their kids, and they would just do, it was just a very colorful, fun little show. So yeah, does that describe it? Does that adequately explain what a Wiggle is? It's an Australian children's show musician people. I'm still nervous about how that butt cheek was flexing and almost broke. I got to be more careful when I'm doing these things. I'd hate it if, I mean, he's already got one crack in his butt. Now he's got another. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, there's so many different little tiny pieces. E13 and 14. Oh, they're so little. They're all so little. Okay, this is going to be 13. 13, 13, and 13. And then we're going to cut about 14. So I don't know how much of this I'm actually even doing on screen. I need to pay more attention to where the camera is placed as I'm snipping these pieces out. I'm assuming the music's probably back, so let's get that. Once again, our goal is just to get this guy where he has a full torso. He probably won't even have a head, but I at least want something that we can look at and say, yeah, we accomplished this. And then once again, if we have enough people here, we'll play a community game. Maybe some Gardic phone. If you want. I'm not going to force y'all to do anything. But I think it'd be kind of a fun way to celebrate. And like I said before, I just want to do something kind of low-key, something kind of chill. Something that I didn't have to like plan some big elaborate thing. And maybe I'll come to regret this. Because we have done some big elaborate community streams before. But this is just, it's nice. It's chill and it's fun. At least I'm having fun. I'm building a robot and getting to chill with some of my favorite people. Makes me happy. Let's see. Derma says, Frulzy, oh gosh, there exists people who don't know. Quiggy says, Frulzy. Derma says, we need to show Frulzy some Wiggle stuff. Quiggy said, you don't know the Wiggles? That's like one of the OG for kids bands back in the day. Literally Google the Wiggles and see, you'll see what I meant when Logan wore the yellow shirt that one time. Derma said, speaking of yellow shirts, he's the only one who fell very ill. News was very sad. Oh, wait. Was there a Wiggle who wore the yellow shirt that got, like, a disease or something? Wait. Screw S. Which one is that? Have I not opened that one yet? Screw S?
Speaking of chill, have you heard of Square Emoji, Square Emoji, Square Emoji, DLL? I'm a big fan of her Daimaka Safe song, Square Emoji, Square Emoji, Square Emoji, Square Emoji, Square Emoji.
Oh, and then it stopped. Oh, I think the S is a sticker. Okay, so I don't have to find the thing for it. I'm glad that you're able to kind of sneak your very subtle plugs into everything here. So thank you very much, Oak, for the 10 bits. Okay, I think that is the final piece for the crotch, and next it moves on to the wings. So I think right now we can probably assemble most of the torso. Not the head, but we can at least do most of these pieces. So if we take the robot booba, next we take this, and these are supposed to... How do these snap together? It just shows that they snap together, but doesn't say how. I guess we'll put these two together first. So doing big pieces. I like how it's like some real ab crunch movement here. And then this... Oh, I see. There's like a square thing. So it goes in the square hole. Wait, but how do I get that up? So I put this down here like that. And that goes in the square hole. But it doesn't go deep enough. Like it doesn't connect. What? Maybe... Maybe if it... What is it supposed to clip onto? Well, let's attach this to the crotch plate, at least. Oh, look how... It looks like a diaper. It's so giant. Okay, and then... This... Maybe I have them upside down? Which way is right side up and which way is upside down for that? No, that's where the head goes. So this is supposed to... clip in.
Cause it's
Right,
a
wow.
game!
Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm just having to think about what I'm doing here. Maybe it's held together by this? No, because this goes into the chest like that. It's supposed to clip together, so that's like his torso. But I can't figure out how to do... Did I put a piece in here wrong? I don't think so. Oh, I think I put his boobs on upside down. His boobs are upside down. I'm gonna have to disassemble that and put his boobs around the other way. As I would like to imagine this is a common mistake that people have. You know? The people are just like going around, and then what do you know? Your boobs, it's upside down. You just need to switch it around. You just need to change it. Unless... Yeah, his boobs are upside down. I am fixing it. But this just shows I don't know much about boobs. You hand me some boobs, I don't know which way to put them on somebody. I should read some chat while I'm trying to tear apart the bosom for reassembly. Let's see. Fruzy was saying I was more of a high fives kid, and then an oh no, oh we got some little party popper emotes on YouTube. Queen Katie said Fruzy, okay, but facts though, that was more my fave anyway. High fives for the win. What are the high fives? I don't think I've heard of the high fives. Fruzy says, heck yeah, I had one DVD growing up, and I'd watch the heck out of it. Derma says, I don't know who High Five is. Okay, so I'm not the only one, so Dermo and I both need an explainer. Who am High Five? Who am High Five? Okay, let's move these boobs around to the other side. And see if we can just kind of... Oh, wow, yeah, everything was wrong on these guys. So then the back of these is also wrong. I'm having a hard time seeing, like, where these pieces... Oh, I think I found... There we go. How did I put these in so wrong? Oh, yep, I see what I did. I see what I did. This is gonna be hard to do. Hard to ply these tiny little pieces apart because they are so tight. Once again, maybe I should just finish this off stream. What time are we at? We're at 2:15. We can do a 45-minute Gardic phone if you guys want. I really want to get this part finished though. Come on. Just come on, done. Come on, done. Let me turn this all around. Let me fix this. I can fix this. I can totally fix this. How do I get this out of here again? Oh my gosh. I should have known I'd make some, like, terrible mistake like this. At least it's not glued together, but still. Oh boy. I think I'm gonna have to fix that off stream. So let's read some.
Terrible mistakes such as upside down boobies.
I mean, it is like nothing else fits together. Yeah, the boobs are upside down, and so the waist doesn't know which way to go. And then it's like if Skywarp had a baby, would the baby have to be upside down in order to drink? Probably. And so long as this piece is in here, it's holding this other one in. Oh my gosh. How did I, because everything is so tiny and so difficult to see. Yeah, looking at this, it seems so obvious in retrospect that it was upside down the whole time.
It's homework now. When it's done, send it to the TF channel.
Okay, it is homework. It is homework. I will fix the upside down bosoms later. So in that case, let's go ahead and turn off this camera. And we're gonna do a game. Where is it? Where is it? Where'd I put that? Hang on just a moment here. There we go! We're gonna do some Gardic phone. I am going to... I could take my phone down now. Yeah, I know, I'm disconnecting it from using as a camera. Actually, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to send this here. So let me take this down so I can find the invite for y'all. Give me just a moment. Link copied. How can I do this effectively without having to launch Discord? Because that'll make everything lag like crazy. I am just going to type it manually using my phone into the general chat on Discord, okay? So it's gonna be that, and it is Gartic phone.com. Don't worry, I'm not gonna say the whole thing out loud. I'm not dumb. EN/ question mark and the letter C equals, and there's the code. So I'm gonna type this in and then type that and then the number there and then that and then that number and then that. All right. I've typed it in the general chat on Discord. Wow, somebody was ready. Who was that? That was Oak. Oak is in. Give you guys a minute to populate it while I read some more in the chat. Let's see. Foolsy says, so this is the pain you felt when I asked who the Wiggles were. I might want to watch some high five after stream. Derma says, it's not improv. Seeing Foil Arms and Hog, a sketch comedy group live at Christmas, and I love you can tell they're barely keeping their composure. Someone just throws out something really funny. Yeah, you kind of love that, don't you? When they're struggling to hold together. Queen says Toho. Frizzly says Toho. Derma says Toho. Frizzly says I don't mind which option is chosen. However, Derma says I also need to head. Adios. Good night, Dermo. You probably left like an hour ago. Frizzly says bye bye, Dermo. I'm gonna draw Toho. Evil : 3. By the way. Also, if people want to type in the Twitch chat raid suggestions, those would be much appreciated. Crystal says, great boobas. Fruzy said, great googly moogly. Crystal says, laughing, not the evil : 3. Quiga says, oh, finally buffered for me here. Fruzy says, the freeze was only a few seconds. Humana. Fruzy says, surprise karaoke stream. And then there was the yeah. So Queen Katie, let me know when you want to reveal the winner of the quote thing. I'm hearing so many beeps, but on the screen. Oh, there we go. It just wasn't refreshed. So what do we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. I'll give it just a couple of minutes. If anybody else wants to join, this is a pretty good sized group that we have, though. Another couple of quick minutes, and then we will start this up. Frill says he actually did that to it now. I think high fives are just like the Wiggles, but not Australian. They did some skets too pretty often. Oh, and I caught up to YouTube at least. I caught up to YouTube. All right, on Twitch, I am going to change our topic from just chatting to Gartic phone, though, for the last little bit, okay? Gartic phone. And there we go. All right, and let me read a few more comments over on Twitch. Let's see. Vera says, we left it to die. Dagger says, rip. Queen says, captions, okay, make up a story about the brushed tongue. Vera says, oh. Crystal says, oh gosh, he drowned the brush. That's how far back I am. Vera said, why not? Oak says, he read the caption instead, laughing. Queen says, keyboard slam. Queen says, laughing. Okay, so that's why I was confused. Nora says, the wide-eyed looking up, lol. Oak says, haha, booby trap. Queen says, that quote, and he died alone. The end. Nora says, I'm cold and have a throbbing headache. Oak says, me too. Nora says, what does this mean? Oak says, I'd quote, you got a problem with catching boobies? Vera says, I can set a clip of the Discord. Nora said, thank you. Vera said, I hope he gets his head by the end of the stream. Laughing amazing. Nora said, I remember that day. Nora said, yippee, my 20-minute art. See, Oak says, I love this clip so much. Quiga says, wait, do we have a clip of every moment? Quiga says, if so, then mine be hilarious. Nora says, oh no, I didn't have a clip of every moment, but I tried to have clips of as many moments as I could have clips of, if that makes sense. Quiga says, okay, if you ever learn how to do hands well, you'll be the most wanted artist of all time. Oh, Crystal shared that in spoiler chat, lol. Nora says lag. Oak says lag. Gene says lag. Quiga says power of YouTube. Oak says I could do hands better now. The drawing was just a year old. Nora says I could draw hands now too, kind of. Crystal says my 20th birthday was my villain origin /J. Quiga says, the missing wiggles. Dagger says lag. Oak says love the yellow shirt. Crystal says, yes, I'm 21 now, laughing. Crystal says, Nora says, yeah, Crystal can drink alcohol in America now. Oak says, not quite sure who Oak DLL is, but sure the music is wonderful. Quiga says, yes. Nora says, I agree.
This is Audie Cornish, host of CNN This Morning, and the assignment...
All right, so that was just an advertise. So we're going to do our first round of Gartic Phone. I think everybody who wanted to join has joined. I'm going to leave it up on my screen so you guys are going to be able to see what I'm drawing. So I guess you can cheat a little bit if you want. I won't stop you. Now, I have it set for the time will be the host's decision. So whatever I feel like, we'll move on to the next round. It's going to be writing and then drawing. And yeah, so let's go ahead and start. 3, 2, 1. Write a sentence. I feel like it doesn't need a whole sentence. It's more of a phrase. There. It's just the first thing that popped into my mind. Oh, I guess when I click done, that means that it initiates the timer. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was going to be so quick. But, I mean, that's just how it goes. That is how it goes. Okay. Oh, and Oak says you should sneak around Oak in there. Nora says I will. Oak said never heard the music's really good. Ray said I finished the comic. Atlantic said white square, white square, white square. Okay. So I got to draw something here. Okay. So let's see. How do I want to draw this here? Oh, hang on. There. That's good enough. And then, oops. I need to go back to this. There we are. I guess you guys can still hear me saying some stuff. But I'll try to be like somewhat quiet so I'm not just narrating everything. All right. Oops. Getting like some lag on my drawings here. But I hope it's working okay. It's not turning out as well as I'd hoped. How's everybody doing? You got your drawings? Let's see. Probably do a different color here, actually. Add this in. I just realized since I can't hear you guys talk, I don't know when to go ahead and continue. We're going to continue. I'm going to click done. And I will read some in the chat now, because that is my prerogative. Let's see. Dagger says, and white square will happen again. Nora says, no gal. Oak says, took a tweet. Vera says, oh shoo. Jean says, who cosplay Chidori? Vera says, no gal did. Chris says, hey guys, want to play tic-tac-toe on general? Vera says, amazing. Ray says, did the TTS ever go off? Chris says, yep. Vera says, yep, he did, but he couldn't because hand cam is on his phone. Ray says, I've been zoning out I thought it just didn't play. Crystal says, oh, that metaphor clip. Queen said, question, can I share my old funny clip I just found here? Oak says, why is he mogging me? Vera says, oh my gosh, screenshot that. Crystal says, funny looking, look at general. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Won't say it out loud, but that's what I assume that is. Frulzy, can you see from YouTube to verify if I'm correct? I'm going to wait a little while. Give everybody else a chance to guess your things. Oh, Ash said, hoping not too late, just playing a game. Ash, how you doing? Meow Mickey. Vera says, hi. Queen says, please pin. By the way, Logan finally voted my own poll, and he'd be happy to know it ties with what was formerly the leading quote. Meow Mickey says, hey. Queen says, oh, you pinned my other thing. Thank you, lol. Vera salutes. Queen says, I don't think Logan has read it, though. Jean says, I gotta go to bed. Bye, y'all. Bye, Jean. Thank you for being here. Crystal says, hey, Logan, you're so missing out on the general chat. Vera says, good night, good night. Crystal says, whoa. Queen said, you guys seeing this? Vera says, oh my gosh, a banger. Oak says, whoa. Crystal said, this looks like a manga cover sketch. Nora says, no, my stream is behind. Vera says, it's like the party selection side profile. Oak says, reload. Dagger says, oh man, yeah, it's me. Nora says, wow, I see it now. Oh my goodness. Nora says, Persona 3. And we got a clip. Let's go ahead and do some drawing first. So we'll go ahead and continue. This guy's got yours. Oh, okay. This I can do. This I can do. Actually, a bit more like that. Actually, no, I don't like that color for it. I don't like that color for it. There we go. You thicker line than that. Make this real good. I wish that I had my chat overlay on the screen while I was doing this, so as I'm drawing, I could be like reading chat stuff. But alas, I cannot. Yeah, it doesn't really work. Can we get a different color? Ooh, we can. That's more like it. Okay, and no, okay. How do I close that? How do I close that? Hmm. I should turn the music back on. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the music back on now. I hope that is satisfactory. I worry looking at it that might accidentally look like something bad. Not my intention. Maybe I'll add a little bit more here. To really just clarify that's what it is. Oops. There we go. All right, we're gonna wrap it up here next round. Oh, and I gotta check out a clip in the chat. We're gonna have to pause for that, but I don't know if people won't be able to watch it because you're all looking at your own screens. Maybe I'll like copy it over and then check it out in a minute. So I'm gonna copy this down. Queen Katie had posted a clip here. Let me copy that and put it in my text file. And we'll check that out in a little bit here. There we are. Let's see. Quigita says, saw this in the Clips Manager and cried laughing tears. Oak said, this is making me want to do a serious Logan drawing. Vera says, mine is here. Nora said, me too. Oak says, love that clip. Vera says, I do too. Oh, I can't wait to see what it is. Dagger says, oh, artist and the enemy and the deadline. Cozy says, mine showed up yet. Cozy, I'm sorry, I'm so far behind in chat. Crazy far behind. But yes, yours did. Yours did show up. Ooh, wow, this one's really good. There we are. And I'm going to keep reading some chat while we wait for this. Oh, and Chris, Quick posted another clip. I got to copy this one over as well. I shudder to think like how far behind I am in chat. This is like crazy. I got to copy that and put that over here. And so we'll have a couple of clips to watch together in a little bit. I'm going to give it a bit more time so people can make their guesses. Dagger said, Logan, spare me. I'm only here for 4 months. Nora said, check DMs real quick to Oak. Oak says, man, I want to do a new Logan moment drawing so bad, but I've been busy and out of practice with art. Vera says, I'm still hoping the clip you sent, I sent you drawn. Quickity said, sharing the milestone. Poll one last time. Oak says, wait, which clip? Oh, I didn't see. I'll watch that after stream. Dagger says, boobs. Gotta scroll. Vera's laughing. Oak says, Logan did not see the poll. Nora said, I don't know, just curious. Vera says, secret poll, don't tell him. Quickity says, shush. Vera says, dang it. Quickity says, aw man. Oak says, I'd quote, it's venting like a sussy nipple. Crystal says, Logan, sorry in advance. I'm lurking. We're tic-tac-toeing again in Discord. That's okay. They'll give me a chance to slowly catch up. Wow. Okay. We gotta figure out how to do this. Let's draw this. Let's draw this, apparently. Probably got some of these other colors in here. I don't know what these things actually look like. This is not something I have experience with, like, at all. I don't know, that's some extra color. Oh, I bet this is like the type of color I bet there is in there. Yeah. And over here, gonna have there. Trying to do like a play on words. I don't know if it's working.
Job searching. Wouldn't it be nice if the world was your oyster? Instead, it's more like the world is your can of sardines. Tightly packed, limited options, and a bit fishy. But with Indeed Career Scout, it learns about you and your skills and shows you jobs you might not have considered. From customer service to healthcare coordination, teaching to corporate training, tech support to web development. Finally, the world is actually
Get
your
it? Because
oyster.
that's what he does that in the story. That's the thing that he does. Let's see. Chris says, oh, sorry. Quiggita says, Oak, no. Nora says, those are my, who in my community get to know their Empress. I get to collab with her soon. Vera said, not adding that. Crystal said, Oak said, sorry, Vera says, Crystal can. Quiggita says, guarantee if you Google Drive, read things in my archive, I might get nuked. Vera said, nice. Oak said, Quiggita says, wait, never mind. Nora says, yes. Quiggita says, already in the archive of the word. 3 times. Vera says, Oak, no. Timestamp. There we go. 1 hour, 15 minutes. I am an hour and a half. Well, no, yeah, an hour and a half behind. And I gotta mute the commercial. I am so far behind. We might just have to go back to it just chatting after the game and just only read the chat. Queen says, what do you mean it's an hour? It feels longer. I blame daylight savings. Nora says, my head is throbbing. Queen says, drink water. Queen with a hydrate command. Thank you very much, Queen Katie. I will do that. And we're also going to move on. Actually, I'm going to give these drawings a bit longer. Drawings take a while. Plus, I assume that all of you guys are busy drawing right now. And if you're busy drawing, that means that I can catch up a bit more to chat. Let's see. Oak says to Vera, please add the quote. Pretty please. Vera says, nope. Oak says, what if I ask really nice? Nora said, I can't. No clean dishes in the house covered in plastic. Oak says, Vera, we love you so much. We really appreciate having you around. Dagger says, take your time, Logan. Oak says, your presence always makes streams better. You will you add it now? I'll draw Optimus Prime and Preg. Oak says, that good or bad incentive? Vera says, deal. Oak says, oh, dip, it worked. Vera does a quote. There's the added quote. Crystal says, so weird. I was about to get raid suggestions. I forgot. It's still the 1 hour mark. Gotta scroll. Nora says, back-to-back TTS. Queen says, left for a few seconds for chips, and now I have a new quote to add to the archive. Oak says, add quote, I'm not gonna yuck your nipple, yum. Eglin says, hi, sorry I'm late. I was trading Pokemon for a bit. Eglin, good to see you. Wait, did you join the game? Were you here in time? Of course you're here in time for this. I'm so far behind. Oak says, oh man, too many quotes about nipples. I can't add them. Vera says, I respect your rights. Nora says, I want to draw, but owie my head. Bach says, congrats, Logan. Thank you again, Bach, for the sub. Oak says, I want to play Hollow Knight, but I must pay full attention to the stream. Oak says, add quote, nipple crisis averted. Queen said, Twitch chat foolsy doesn't know Wiggles. Vera said, I found an IDW panel with stabby nipples. I'm not crazy. You got to show it to me then. We got to verify this. Okay, we're going to wrap up this drawing. Move on to the next one. Oak said, Crystal, can you add the quote for me, please? Vera adds a quote. Crystal, wait, also adds a, oh no, different quote. Queen says, okay, I'm officially tabbing off the nipple quotes tonight. This is too much nipples. Oak says, wait, we already got the other one. Vera says, Katie. Oak says, now we have double the sussy nipple quote. Okay, what is this? There we go. Something simple. I'm gonna see if the music can be turned back on. And I'll read some more here. Ray says, what I'm getting is improv logic is similar to coding logic. Logan is so far behind. Vera says, Oak says, I think it's a quoter move. Queen said, somewhat, yeah, I'm actually realizing thanks to a manga guide, improv is basically linear algebra. Oh, it is. Here's the thing. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. Can you still hear me as you're drawing? I hope you can. I often listen to Conan O'Brien's podcast. And, oh, I forgot to update the, what we're doing at the top of the screen. But yeah, I often listen to it. One thing, whenever he is interviewing, like, funny people, is that he always asks, when did you discover that you were funny? When did you figure out that was your superpower? And it's like with me doing improv, I never have figured out I was funny. I had to, like, figure out how to be funny. I always wanted to be funny, but I never actually just, like, inherently was. Okay, let's go ahead and done. Move on to the next one. Vera said, thank you. Queen says, thank you. I didn't even notice. Vera salutes. Ray says, and I have been taught the coding logic is similar to math logic. Awesome. Vera said, no, I mean the story. And then Vera said, the music does sound like it though. Atlantic said, I'm gonna go broke. Why not? And there's the seeker's command. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. How are we gonna do this? Actually, I need thinner lines. How many more rounds of this do we have, by the way? I think this is our last one, yeah? Not liking anything I'm doing here. I know what I'm gonna do here. I know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, this is gonna work. This is gonna work. And we'll do like a big. That. Is there a way in Gartic Phone to like color underneath the lines, kind of like use layers? There's gotta be, right? There should be. I don't know how to do that. I assume there probably is, so I'm stuck coloring a really ghetto sort of way. I feel like there was, like, that I used to know this. But it's been so long since I played Gartic Phone, I just don't know. This is so bad. Yeah, let's just color this in like that. And wow, this is so bad. Well, I tried, and I'm gonna read some more chat while I'm doing this. Quigita says, actually, I'm going to see if I can share Identity 5 Dongon collab stuff in the Discord. It's so good. Quigita said they did it for each game except Ultra Despair Girls. Nora said, I have a band concert tomorrow. Quigita says, oh man, one of the Dongon collabs characters is literal spoilers. Nora, I'm going to have to spoiler tag. Just don't look at it when I eventually post it. Lol. Eggman said, no way, I'm lurking here and I have to hear about limbless Hajime again. Vera said, it feels like something I came up with. I don't remember. Oaks, I feel like it was Ray or something. Vera says, got to fact check it later. Quigita says, guys, me and Fruzy have been waiting ages for this. Give us this. Nora said, we've been waiting ages for Gartic. Eglin said, I'll plug my drawing tablet real quick if we can do Gartic. Vera says, poll up. Quigita said, thank you for the single votes. Ray says, Toho forever, Gartic temporary. Quigita says, I was prepared for war. Vera said, of course. Castle! 6 always stop by for a bit again. We'll truly be back next week. Glad to see you following your dreams and building stuff on stream. Thank you, Castle! Dagger says, Gartic phone. Nora says, Toho could be done anytime. Gartic could only be played during special streams. Oak said, what are the chances he chooses to play Gartic phone again and just not on a just chatting day? Vera said, I'm not voting for partiality. Oak says, been known to do alt games on weekends. One could be Toho. Eglin said, now I got 2 LoganRobo's screens. Quigata with an emote. Oak says, okay, don't intend doing the buttering up, but I'll take it. Frilzy says, 2 votes. Vera said, chat, Sruvies are always genuine. Frilzy says, oh well, both are fun. Eglin said, if it helps, people link Gartic phone to their Twitch or Discord for verification purposes. Ed Lennox says, your streams had scripts. Oak says, my partner has a boo-boo on his tummy. Can everyone wish him luck? Good luck, your partner's boo-boo. Vera says, I wish him luck. Salute. Nora says, I still will message him, wish him luck. Actually, no, I don't. I'm too lazy. And Nora says, I just sneezed twice. Queen said, please pin apologize, Logan. I kind of went into hyperfixation mode that was pinned earlier. And to hydrate, let me have a sip of water. And let's continue on. Let's watch. I think this is it. This is the final round. Now we get to share them together. So everybody gather back in the chat as we watch together. I'll present them for you in just a moment. That's like giving you your countdown, I think, right? Let's see. Vera said, you should title a song like that. Oak says, I don't think Spotify lets you use song name, make song names emojis. Vera says, sad. Queen said, going deaf for a bit because headache, so captions will be all I know. Dagger says, you can just name it White Square. Oak says, she thought I was, /J. Vera said, you got the touch, you got the motion. Whoops, wrong, saying the wrong verse. Okay. Is everybody back in the chat? Is everybody back over the Twitch chat so that we can watch these things together? Let me look at, oh, hang on, did we have a first-time chatter? Oh, we did! Crap, good luck with the round. Cheesecake Pay! I don't know how long ago you're there. Cheesecake Pay, are you still here? You're probably gone. But thank you for popping in. I am sorry, I'm so bad at this. Okay, everyone's here. So let me, I can stop drawing, so let me set this back where it usually goes so we can see this like normal. Okay, display mode, choose the drawings, and sentences will be shown to the players. It's, I guess, auto. No, we can do manual. Let's do manual in case we want to stop it, okay? Voiceover off. And let's just, exhibition mode, choose if the albums will be shown from the beginning or from the end. Yeah, beginning. And we got the, I think people can save these, right? I think. Okay, first one. Show. Gallica being so freaking adorable. Okay, Oak had the first drawing. Oh, hey! She is being freaking adorable. Like, you got the hair so well. I like that. All right. This is Sir Vozels? I'm assuming that's probably Vero. Gallica Pog. Yeah. Oh, because, yeah, she's kind of making the Pog face. Frulzy does the drawing. Oh, I love it. You and the Poggers. I love it. Okay, Eglin guesses Gallica Pog. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, Ray does the drawing. Oh, that's fun. Oh,
It was puzzles, had to change it up, lol.
okay, so it was. So thank you very much for the 10 bits and for the confirmation, Vero. I appreciate that. Okay, so we got a guess here. It's most annoying Hollow Knight enemy. Oh, I don't think I've encountered that Hollow Knight enemy yet. We'll see what Nora. Oh, Nora is not gay is the name. Says. Hollow Knight or something. I don't know. See, this is what you do when you don't know. You just draw something. It looks almost like a stormtrooper. What was the one stormtrooper that was in the silver armor? Captain Phasma in The Force Awakens. I'm gonna save that. Can I?
I'll save all of these. 3.
Okay, so you're gonna save all of them, so I don't gotta worry about it. So thank you very much, Oak. Thank you. All right, let's do the next one. So it's gonna be Oak does the prompt, and the prompt is Logan failing at courting a lady. I assume this is just gonna be like a photo of me on any day of the week. Frulzy does the drawing, and it is. Ah! I think I eventually got this. I think this made it through. There's the Gallica. Nora says, Logan and Gallica have broken up? Question mark. Show the picture. Oh, look, I'm so sad. I'm like reaching for her. You could tell she dumped me in that one. Theo says, Logan breaks up with a Pokemon. And Dagger draws. Sorry, we can't see each other anymore. Pikachu goes, what? Pikachu doesn't even say Pika or Chew. The one English word that Pikachu ever says is what? Eglin guesses, Logan breaks up with Pikachu. Emotional. This is what I got. I couldn't figure out how to do the coloring correctly, like to do under the line, so this is really ghetto coloring. I apologize. I tried to do like the shocked Pikachu at the bottom of the screen. I don't know if it really translated, but that was my intention. I will read a few comments before we go on to the next one here. See, Dagger says it got worse out of context. Queen said, imagine only having captions while I'm on other tabs. Dagger said, I'm blind. What is happening? And there's another clip. Oh, this is a clip from tonight's stream. Hang on. I'm going to have to copy these over. I don't know if we'll have time to watch all of these clips because there were also other clips, but I'm going to copy these over. If one were done, maybe we'll just watch a barrage of clips, switch back to like just chatting or something. Eglin said, Logan, if you're having that much trouble getting it in, you may need something to lubricate it. Oak says, Logan can't fit his thingy into the tight hole. Vera says, not me. Dagger says, is it his tongue by any chance? Vera said, I love taking credit. Oak does a whole command. Nora says, I'm drawing me and Oak's friend Empress. Queekita says, timestamp 1:59. Okay, I'm about an hour behind. Oak says, oh, he's so far behind. Queekita said, I think by the 2.5 hour mark, I'll reveal the results of the poll, quote, unless Logan wants to himself. No, reveal it, by all means. We're 5 minutes away from the 3 hour mark. Oak said, to be fair, Katie doxed herself and Nora saw it. Nora just said that I could see her name. Okay, let's watch the next one here. I'm just trying to break it up because after this is done, we're going to go back into just chatting and just read chat. Frulzy, oh look, Frulzy and Oak have the same icons. I didn't even notice. Frulzy says, Toho! Smiling. Ray draws. Oh, that's what I saw. And so I guessed some little gremlin girl from Toho. I don't know her name, but I recognize that she's a Toho character. Dagger draws. Oh, wait, there were words that appeared for a second. Is that the same? I think it's the same girl. Hey! So is she actually a gremlin? Because she looks like a gremlin there. Nora says, girl has short blue hair and no nose, but she does have a bow. That is an accurate description. Oh, that's cute. Look at the little sparkles. And give it a little peace sign. Vera says, peace. And then Oak draws. Oh, that's me, says hiding blue orbs. Happy 5 years. Oh, and there's a little brrr noisemaker. I'm going to save all these. Well, I know Oak is saving all of them, but I'm saving them myself as well. All right, next one. Let's see. Ray says, piercing blue eyes of the darned. Oh, hang on. I got to mute Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds just demanding that we all sign up for Mint Mobile. Okay, piercing blue eyes of the darned. It's just the perfectly round. Oh, wow. Yes. Wow. Oak says, Logan's gargantuan blue eyes. You just know there's no even other discerning characteristics. No hair, nothing like that. Eglin, oh, that's what I saw. Oh, that's so good. Look at all the shading, even on the eyeballs. And I said, close up of perfect blue eyes. I didn't know it was me. And then Vera drew. The whites are so pink. It's, Logan's piercing blue eye. Yes, only one of them. And Foolsy draws. Ah! Me as a Cyclops. That is a thing that got drawn. Well, delightful. Let me see if I can turn the music back on now. Nope, it's still advertisements. On to the next one. Actually, or do we just want to leave that on the screen for a second while I read a few more comments in the chat? Let's see. Oak said, oh, excuse me. Nora said, I just said that I could see her name. Oak said, technically I saw it too. I just forgot. Queen said, well, I didn't think it was a thing, so I appreciate you two letting me know. Vera said, doxing happened. Queen said, nah, it was a me thing apparently when I shared something from my Google Sheets stuff or something. Nora could see my name. Oak says, add quote, oh, yep, yeah, this is the crotch. Here you have it. Properly trimmed robot crotch. Vera says, ah. Dagger said, I once saw model building, but out of metallic material where you have to bend the sides to fit them together. Ooh, that would worry me. Oak says, yeah, it shows the name and email of whoever's viewing a shared document on Google. Vera says, add quote, adds a quote. Oak says, add quote, oh, you can see how his booba is going to connect to his other parts. Quicket says, so either I need to figure out a non-free way to share the archive, or what do you mean my email, Oak? What do you mean it also has my email? Oak says, my nada Loki forgot. Vera says, all butts are great. I don't know about all butts. I don't like my own butt. It's what I use for pooping. Let's do the next one. Dagger's prompt is Logan experiencing cosmic horror for the first time. What am I?
Don't worry, Logan, I'm sure you have a great butt.
I don't think so. I don't have much of a butt. There's not much there. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Thank you. I love the way that Eglin always draws with like the big eyes on the sides there. What am I? LoganRobo in LoganRobo Existential Dread. I love how everyone could just tell. That's who it is. Oh, I'm Pomni! Vera drew me as Pomni. The little clown guy from the thing. I'm just imagining the end of the first episode when that music was playing and Pomni is sitting at the buffet. Oh, and there's the little clown guy from the thing. And I said, an adorable ginger clown. And then Ray drew. Oh, it's Futaba with a little clown nose and a wig. That is adorable. I am a bit concerned by how many of these drawings are Logan themed. But let's keep going. Let's start at the next one. Eglin says, no gal smoking a fat blunt. All right, and Vero. There we go. And it's because the silver colored hair. It's no gal. I love it. All right, Ray. Person with white hair smoking a fat blunt. And Nora draws. All right, there you go. Person with white hair smoking a fat blunt. Foolsy says, huffing a fat blunt. I tried to be clever with this because when I think of huffing, I think of huffing and a puffing and a blowing a house down. I think of a big bad wolf. So he was literally, it's overweight. And there's a wolf and he's blowing, he's huffing. Oak says, the big bad wolf huffs and puffs a steamy Empreg burrito down. I guess it does look like a burrito. And Dagger, oh, it says, I'm a boy. Dagger is a dang good artist. I don't know if you guys noticed that. How many more do we have? We have 2 more. So we'll pause momentarily to read a few more comments from the chat from an hour ago. Oh, we got a pin message. Results for milestone quote poll. The winner is a tie between quote 600 and quote 800. 800 is a misquote though. Both at 24% each. Under that is a 3-way tie between 300, 700, 900. And finally third place is 100, 200, 500. Nobody voted for 400. Sad day for quote 400. Hey, no boo. just a poo. I should have voted for 400. I don't think I voted, though. Or did I? I can't remember. Oak says, mine not. Loki forgot. Vera said, all butts are great. Oak says, either way, I think both of us forgot your email. Quigita says, good. Eglin didn't follow age. Oak says, and I forgot your name at least. Quigita said, you two should know that for real, for real. Gotta scroll. Oak says, probably just like Queen Katie Bat at batfans.com. Oak says, add quote, I need to get his butt cheek popped in. Vera said, I see it. Nora says, question mark. Vera says, one of us is a pet. Oak says, I'm an unpaid intern. Ray says, if Nora is the pet, I am the babysitter. Oak says, add quote, I need to get his butt cheek popped in. This is apparently the butt cleavage. Vera said, Nora is a puppy waiting for Oak to come home. Add quote, that's a quote. And Oak says, stop adding to it, Logan. Nora says, why am I her pet? Oak says, add quote, and there's even more. I don't even have a lot of experience with robot butts. Hey, got the robot crotch and the robot butt. I know, but the butt cheek is like damaged. I gotta be very careful with Skywarp's, left buttock. See, Vera said, which quote is it again? Thank you. And there's an edit quote. And a timestamp, 2 hours, 6 minutes. I am 55 minutes behind. Oak said, Logan, need to stop saying butt-related things. I can't keep adding quotes. Also, I think we're effed Gardic phone-wise. Logan is so far behind, we're not getting to play a game tonight. Oh, we played it. In fact, let's go back to Gardic phone, because we got another batch. If we, after this, do switch back to just chatting to finish reading chat, you guys will stick around for a few minutes, right? Next one, Vero says, F. I hope this is going to be the picture of, because that was a Metal Gear Solid meme, right? Press F to pay respects. It was literally just an F. Dagger says, beautiful worm. Oh, okay, because yeah, it's a face there. And then I drew, okay, it's a beautiful worm. It's a beautiful worm. Would you love me if I turned into a human? And then Ray says, self-conscious worm asks worm boyfriend about womanly vibe. And then Oak draws, totally, yeah. Am I a real woman, honey? Huh?
By the way, hilarious, I was in the middle of typing it, but I couldn't in time.
Oh, because that must have been because I didn't realize how quickly I did that first round. What would it have been, if you don't mind me asking? I thank you for the 10 bits, huh?
A real woman.
Oh, real worm man. Oh, I didn't see the AN at the end. Am I a real worm man? Oh, the pun. Oh, I love it. Thank you both for the 10 bits. Thank you. Frulzy says, would you still love me if I wasn't a worm? And Eglin says, oh, is that me? It's a WTF, man. Oh, it's got a little bow. That's how you know it's a beautiful lady worm. If it's got a bow in its hair, then I am willing to date it. All right. One more. Nora says, draw Oak and Nora being super cool and awesome. I think this is my first one. I had a hard time figuring out what to do. I took way too long. So I was trying to draw the Twitch chat. Again, I couldn't figure out how to do coloring at first. So Teddy looks horrible. Eglin said, Miku is not pleased with the Persona 4 Golden Stream. Oh, I don't like it, huh?
Fermented Logan.
Wait, was I the fermented one? Or that the Teddy was just fermented? But I love how the Teddy is the one that shows up as well in both of them. It's like there's Teddy, and if you got to show something that Miku wouldn't like, is Teddy. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Vero. Dagger says, Persona 4 Hatsune Miku. Frulzy draws. It's you Narukami with Miku hair. I love it. P4U unenthusiastically. He loves it. Cosplaying Miku. And Vera draws. Oh, that is so good. I love they both have the Yasogami High outfits. Let's go ahead and save. Save that as well. And that's all of them, right? That is all of them. I think because of that, we are going to return to just chatting. We're going to return to just chatting. And I'm just going to do a marathon catching up to chat. Okay?
Last 10 bits. Remembering when Gigi asked Cece if she would still love her if she were a worm, and Cece said that she would give Gigi away to a worm specialist to keep her alive, and Gigi said, you'd give me away? And then immediately when Gigi left the Discord call, Cece said I would still love her.
Oh, and she was gone already. I would still love her even if she were a worm. Is true. That's sweet. I'm gonna give her the 10 bits. I was unaware of that interaction, but thank you. See, Queen said I'm not going to archive more quotes tonight. I'll do that next stream. Well, thank you for doing the poll and putting together. So what were the two tied winners? The one that tied with quote 800. What quote was that? I got to see what that quote actually is. Nora said we can hope. Oh, and Queen gave the hydrate command. I did just sip some water, so I'll sip a bit more. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, I'm going to edit the currently. So it's going to say catching up to chat. I'm behind. There we go. Oh, and my stylus fell on the floor. Now everyone can see that. Eglin says, if he doesn't get to Gardic phone, we gather in the Discord for Gardic. Oh, I did it though. Vera's laughing. Oak, the crossed out message saying before the government gets me, the song is, oh, it was deleted by Vera. Oh, code 600 was Sup Penny. Logan dressed up like $1 million for a ping sprite in a lawyer game. I approve of that. I'm looking forward to doing that as a TikTok video eventually at some point. Also here, I gotta rearrange things a tiny bit on my desk. Just because we are officially just locking in and only reading chat from here on out. So thank you very much for the pinned message. A bunch of deleted stuff from Oak saying, Vero, can you delete that message so it looks like the government is after me? Nora says, in my top 5 most listened to songs in the past 12 months, by the way. Vera said, yes, Oak. Oak says, thank you, Goat. Says, no, wait, save me. Everything's deleted. Says, the government is actually after me now. Vera says, Oak, run. Oak says, add quote, oh, I think I put his boobs on upside down. I would like to imagine this is a common mistake. Vera said, so many Skywarp quotes. Nora says, I've recently learned that I really like being called dear or sweetie and such by people who are not related to me in a platonic way, of course. Like, that's what Empress calls me, because I'm canonically her daughter now. I can't remember if I've ever had, like, a pet name in like a dating type of a thing, but I would imagine that would be nice in a non-platonic way from people. Nora says, is that weird, chat? Oak says, is chill, bro, you could be gay. Nora says, I said like she's a mother. Queen said, BRB nabbing water. Vera said, I get the feeling that it's like when a sweet old lady calls me that for walking her where she needs to be. And then Nora says, yeah, I've been waiting my whole life for this. Oak says, woo. Queen says, still have a headache. We'll hang in bed, yell out my name like crazy when it's Toho time. If he does Toho, my name lights up a chat. I'm sorry, I probably won't be able to do Toho now because we are past the 3-hour mark. I don't even know if we're gonna have enough people for a raid tonight because we're going so over. Nora says, and by the way, thank you all for being here, for hanging out. It was a very different type of stream, but I've been having fun. Nora said, Vera, oh, you a competition for my mother now. Dagger said, man, I haven't finished my breakfast yet. Oh, you Dagger, you gotta eat. Vera said, take it easy. Uh-oh. Oak says, I was ready. Someone's name is clearly a lie. Nora said, because Empress said if she ever comes to America, she'll try to court my mother. And I said, unfortunately, she's not into women. And Empress said, she'll change that, lol, lol. Nora says, I think it's Ray. Psh, fake name. Dagger says, my first time playing Gardic, so I'm a bit nervous. You did amazing, Dagger. Vera said, it's going to be a blast. Don't worry. Dagger says, yay. Nora said to Vera, do you think you can win my mother over Empress? Eglin said, nothing lag doesn't hurt. Vera said, nope. There was Cheesecake Pay. Said, good luck with the round. I'm sorry, I missed Cheesecake. Nora says, Empress unfortunately does have her age advantage because she is fairly close to in age to my mom. Vera said, shoot, I didn't really write anything. Dagger said, I think I'm dyslexic. I read my sentence wrong and somehow still got the assignment, lol. Cheesecake said, great drawing. Honestly, I couldn't tell them apart. Eglin says, hi. Nora says, also, I think I could do one round that I have to sleep because I have school in the morning and I need my sleeps. Well, we're almost done with the stream, Nora. Eglin says, try not to look at Logan's drawing while I talk to my favorite girly. You could totally cheat and look at my drawings. Nora said, I would like to apologize in advance for my drawings because Gardic is being weird and the cursor is like weird, I don't know. Eglin said, I'm creating masterpieces over here. Castle says, okay, bye, lovelies, gotta go now, enjoy Gardic, and rooting for you, Katie and Fruzy, for eventually Toho. Thank you, Castle. Queen says, Castle, you made me jump. Queen says, I ran from my bed there and I saw my chat light up. When someone mentions my name, it lights up. Castle says, boo. Fendigo said, hi, can't stay, but I just wanted to say thank you for whoever gifted me a sub. I hope you guys have a good stream. Happy affiliate anniversary. Thank you, Fendigo. It was Batman on, anonymously. Queen says, I'm gonna go back to bed. Talk about a false alarm. Timestamp, 2 hours, 38 minutes. Okay, a little over half hour behind me. Mika said, sorry, I haven't spoken much. I was lurking while doing stuff. Happy 5th anniversary. Normie says, hey, Logan. Probably be sleeping by the time you read this, but happy affiliate anniversary. I've been doing okay. Working on a music video and gaming and such. Stay safe and hydrated. Eglin said, I think this is lovely. Dagger said, I'm crying and laughing. What the heck did I draw? Eglin said, yippee. Oak said, we are here. Woo. Nora said, let's go. Eglin said, cheesecake. You better still be here. Veer said, by the way, I'm sorry I couldn't type a prompt for mine. Lol. Dagger said, I'm so glad I didn't get the Nora one. I have no idea how she looks. Oak says, amazing. Vera says, nice. Dagger says, laughing. Queen says, I'm back. Perfect timing. Oak says, no, not the primal, PIDs, what? Nora says, Hollow Knight or something, I don't know. Dagger said the night was hollow. Oak says, I ran out of time on my prompt. Queen said, also did some pulls on Pokemon, TCG, Pocket, got 2 of the rarest cards of the pack. So thank you, Logan Luck. Oh, we gotta mute. Ryan Reynolds talking about Mint Mobile. Chat, don't sign up for Mint Mobile just because Ryan Reynolds tells you to. It's not a good enough reason. Let's see. Queen says, what do you mean the man is an hour behind? Okay, BRB gonna check the poll results. Oak said, best drawing of all year. Queen says, results. Oh, that was pinned. Said, reminder on who the winners are. And then we can see that. Queen says, winners. Vera said, that's exactly the vibe I was going for. Nora says, giggling. Vera says, yes. And then I want to write that as my prompt. Oak says, add quote if it's got a bow in its hair, I'm willing to date it. Logan, clearly thinking of a ribbon Fidelio. Vera said, that was fun. Nora said, I'm going to sleep now. Bye. Good night, Nora. We're almost done with the stream. We're almost done. Did we get raid suggestions? Oak says, that was delightful. It was just as amazing as I imagined. Dagger said, yeah, so fun. I really should play with my friends. You should. It's a lot of fun. They even have like an at-home version of this. There's a board game. It's just called Telestrations. You have like little whiteboards and dry erase markers. That's what my family used to do on game nights. Kuya says, Vero, could you pin this? And okay, Vero with a raid suggestion says emotes only incoming. Another raid suggestion. Okay, so let me copy both these raid suggestions over so that we can have these in just a moment. Thank you very much, Vero. Because we are going overtime. I was worried that we might end early tonight, that I would run out of things to do, but we didn't get done everything. I didn't even give you guys a proper improv lesson. You know what? I should structure it into a PowerPoint presentation and do that as a just chatting stream sometime. Would you guys be interested in that? Kuya says, it's fine. Can wait for Toho someday. Wait, crap, emote only. Vera said, but he looks like you, Logan, and I believe you and your lookalikes. Wait, who looks like me? Eglin says, Cheesecake is my best friend for like 4 or 5 years, by the way. I drag around streams. I watch them. That's Eglin. Can you please tell Cheesecake that I am so sorry that I didn't see those messages until your friend had already left? I am so sorry. Oak says, yes. Vera said, yes. Teach me your ways. Oak said, thank you for the very happy 5-year anniversary affiliate stream. It made me smile. Vera said, Rayanne. Oh, was that one of the raid suggestions? Oh, no, because one of them's a big booba VTuber. That does not look like me. But apparently, or maybe that is what I look like. I am not quite sure. I don't know. Oh, Vera says, oh, and there, I caught up to chat. 3 hours, 14 minutes, and however many seconds. I caught up to chat for the first time of the night. Let me check YouTube chat. YouTube. Oh, hang on. I got to take down. Oh, wrong thing. Because I haven't checked YouTube chat in a while. There's probably new stuff because I got caught up over there. But Fruzy, I'm so sorry. I've been neglecting you. I gotta scroll up. Oh, and we got foot lasagna in the chat. Let's see. Fruzy says they did. Oh, I read that. Ray says, Logan, I have an idea, and it's called Since You Have Discord Open, check the comic Ray made, even though she was utterly, totally past the deadline. It would be really funny. Okay, what is it in the artwork channel? Where is it at? Let me take a look at it. Or did you message it to me? Hang on. That things is in the artwork channel. Let's see. And all I see in artwork is Frulzy doing the picture of me from Gardic phone. Which channel is it in? Frulzy says, good idea. Foot Lasagna said, yo, glad I came fashionably late. Foot Lasagna, wait, no, you, because you changed your name. Is that Hidden Hand? Frulzy says, oh my gosh, perfect. Said, how long has been playing?
General.
Oh, it's in general. It's in general. Thank you very much. So let's find this comic. I see tic-tac-toe getting played on my head again. Oh, here it is. Okay, so it's a comic. So let's see. I'll try and read off here. The first panel looks like his Discord says, Ray, look, I got you your affiliate cake. It says extemp on it. Nice. Then we scroll over. Oh, hang on. Ray, isn't it funny? Funnier the second time, Logan? Can you pay me back for this? Logan, get her out of here, Prime. And then a giant Optimus Prime Ray. I can walk myself out. Sorry, my hands are so unsteady. But that is delightful. There's never too many times with an extemporaneous cake. Also, I should get the music back on. Let's see. Frozy said, few minutes. We're halfway done, though, I think. Says, glad I didn't miss drawings. Look pretty good so far. Sadly, I can't look. I'm drawing too. Chris says the drawings are perfection. Frozy says, I don't know about layers, but opacity is a thing. Cheats the system, sorta. Crystal with some raid suggestions posted over on YouTube. Thank you very much, Crystal. I will copy these over. Oh, crap, and we didn't even watch those clips that were posted into the chat. So tell you what, while I'm copying these raid suggestions over, let's check out one of these clips. We're going to load up our clip viewer. Okay, there were 3 clips posted. 2 are old. I will check those out later, but one of them was from tonight's stream. So let's see what this clip was. See how long ago it was. This is from an hour ago. And let's pop this up onto the chat. Oops, I gotta move this here. Titled, Context is a River in Egypt. But it's almost in there. I've almost got it in there. It's just so tight. I can't quite fit it in it. Oh! Do you know what I am? Hey, I think I got it. Well, no, not quite. You know what I am more self-conscious of than the fact that out of context that does sound bad? I have mentioned before how I have a speech impediment. I had it ever since I was a kid, and I had to take like speech therapy classes in order to overcome it and everything. And I still got to be self-aware of it. Sometimes when I watch some of these streams, I get so caught up in what I'm doing, and that's one of those moments, that clip where I can hear my speech impediment on my S's coming back, and I'm like, I gotta be better about it. I gotta make sure that I'm not slurring my S's. I get so self-conscious about that. So thank you all for hopefully not noticing that.
I'll give you
hang on.
my cookies for 1/3 of your pizza.
Oh, sorry. That's an advertisement that's coming through as I'm copying over these raid suggestions. I don't know why that was not muted. But thank you very much. Oh, and we can close that down because there was that just. Oh, wait. What? Why was it showing ladies with giant badonkers? There. That was not what you're supposed to see. That was why was that for just chatting stream? Crystal, oh, that's what the Tomcat was. I got rid of it. I'm sorry. At least they were mostly clothed. Crystal says these drawings captions perfect. Frozy says Cyrano, yay! Ray says I love Cyrano. Oh, is that the blue-haired? Is she a gremlin? Frozy said very accurate description. Logan, that was fun. Ray says the cake still has not been eaten. 3 hours stale cake. 3 hours isn't a long time for cake to go stale. I feel like yeah, it takes a lot longer time than that for cake to go stale than just 3 hours. So I think that is perfectly fine. Let me take a look over on the Twitch chat again, because I'm sure that I'm now behind again. Vera says, oh, Ryan Reynolds, whoops, I wrote it wrong. Oh, so you're saying I look like Ryan Reynolds? I will take that as a compliment. I wish I looked like Ryan Reynolds. Then the ladies would want me. Vera says, oh, excuse me. Oak says, we love you, Logan. Oh, every time I get to be here for a stream makes me happier. Thank you so much for helping brighten so many days. Thank you all. Like, these streams brightening people's days, it is not because of anything that I do. It is all because of all of you. I do this because of you, because I get to hang out with all of you, and I get to see you, and it makes me so super happy. So thank you all for being here and hanging out with me. It means the world to me. Vera said, thank you for the very untouched cake stream. That was fun. Oh, and a hydrate command. Even though I just had some water, I will hydrate again. Thank you, Queen Katie. Eglin says, I deem this hydrate a sippy and stretch, by the way. I will do that. Thank you. Queen says, Logan, no, the thumbnail's on the screen right now. I'm sorry. I didn't notice it right away. Eglin said, Logan, there's boobs on the screen. Switch screens. Eglin said, mostly, thank goodness. Wait, remind me what's next stream. Tuesday is going to be the next stream, and we're going to be probably finishing Persona 5 Strikers. It says, anyway, thank you for the very 5-year anniversary stream. Oh, crap. I think we just lost all of our lurkers. I don't think we have enough for a raid anymore. But let me give you the rundown of the channel, and we'll see if we do. Otherwise, we'll just end. But if anyone is still out there that doesn't know, we stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, alternating currently between Persona 5 Strikers and the 100-line Last Defense Academy, but we're probably going to finish Persona 5 Strikers on Tuesday. We'll be announcing a new game tomorrow. We will see what it is. And yeah, let's see if we have enough for a raid. I don't think we do anymore. But maybe we will. Let's give it a shot and find out together. Let's see. Oh, looks like we actually do. Okay, we do have enough. Yay. Oh wait, why did it scroll up so high? See, Vera, we're doing the socials, and there is our raid message that Vera put in. You can copy that over near your clipboard. And Crystal says, thank you for the fun. We drowned the brush stream. Oak says, good night, everyone. Love y'all. Crystal says, new game. Atlantic says, have a good night, everyone. Vera said, I believe in us. Chris said, night, Chad. Vera said, good night. See y'all Tuesday. See y'all. I'll see some of you on Discord tomorrow when I post the schedule. Spoilers. I'm leaning toward Telltale Walking Dead, giving that a try. Made at least one stream to see what it's like. But people in chat started talking about Dispatch. Well, although that's like expensive, I'd probably have to pay full price. So maybe not, but I would kind of like to play that at some point. We will see. Frozy said, very accurate description, Logan. That was fun. I read that. Frozy said, not a gremlin, but an ice fairy, though definitely acts like a gremlin. Let's see. Dagger said, good night, everyone. Ray says, good night. Chris says, Walking Dead. Vera says, oh my gosh, yay. I'm thinking about it, but I love and appreciate you all. Thank you for hanging out with me. I always get nervous when we do just chatting streams. But you guys are the best. I love and appreciate you. You're amazing. Have a wonderful Monday. I'll post schedule tomorrow. We'll see you on Tuesdays. We finish Persona 5 Strikers. Thank you for the past 5 years. And here's to 5 years more. Enjoy the raid. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye. And for those watching the VOD or over on YouTube, good night as well.